Hello, sound check, sound check.
Dire team ban.
Player, and as you say, you've already seen one team suffer with the way that the Lone Druid can play now with the Ags and such late game. Definitely, go for it.
It is mostly, well, I think actually Cole only plays it on Chessie, right?
Yeah, it'll be Chessie.
Normally, yes. I don't think so. I guess it could still go mid Chessie playing it.
They can swap around.
More than likely, it will be that safe lane.
It depends on the matchup that they're looking at. We're still yet to see the mid lane of LGD. Bans, we've got the Brood taken out.
Well, look at this. They're still banning. Cole's still banning like Gyro and stuff. They think this could be this offlane Void possibly.
Chalice has been playing mostly the tanky offlane, so it's not necessarily his type of hero, but it can be a good hero there too, yeah.
Yeah, because especially if, as you say, you're picking it because you have an Elder Titan, so it already has that strength. It doesn't necessarily need to be this carry Void.
You have the bubble, but you don't necessarily need to farm. Yeah. Just need those levels. And what I actually like about Lone Druid, about CompLexity probably putting it safe lane, is that means that Z-Freak and Kyle are going to have all the space in the world to rotate, because they shouldn't be necessary on the lane of the Lone Druid.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Omni Knight banned out there as well.
Yeah, as we said, you know, Cole having the Rubik stops LGD from getting it, but it certainly doesn't mean that they couldn't have got it themselves. So LGD sort of forced to ban that.
The last ban for CompLexity before having this second pick phase.
5 seconds.
What else have we really seen that LGD have been very strong on? I mean,
another core, so it's still going down, double down on the Void being the offlaner. There's another combination with that Chrono.
Absolutely, and it's, as I said, this is what Xnova's been playing most of the game. Pretty much, you know, if Witch Doctor's there, they'll take it. They've been doing well with it.
I mean, we've been seeing a lot of teams following the trend. He's on the up. The Maledict build is, I mean, it's really, really strong. And with that Chrono, like you said, they now have 2 ways to throw spells into the Chrono.
Particularly in the games, I don't think it's really ever picked if the Omni Knight is still a potential threat. But if the Omni Knight is gone, because Maledict is a crazy good spell, but if there's an Omni Knight with a repel, it really does lose a lot of its potential.
So at the moment, LGD has the upper hand in the fighting for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Is there a way that CompLexity can also still go for that fighting lineup? Well, I mean, or do you think they'll double down on the split push?
I think, as you say, like the split push is already good, so they're already going around it a different way. You know, LGD, as you say, they are going to want to fight as a unit. Maybe we see some sort of hero that's going to be able to be elsewhere, whilst LGD is sort of creating space for him.
They could still get him
to be a big core.
They could still get him something like the Shadow Fiend.
Shadow Fiend is still there. Yeah.
I'm fingers crossed for a maybe Invoker. Especially because they have the Void already. I mean, that could. I don't think they'll pick it 4th. That'll probably be some kind of like 5th pick, but I would really like it.
You're right. I'd love to see. Oh, they did it.
You did it.
Where's the Void? I said I wanted to see it. And that's the way you get him out of the Chrono.
That's the way you get people out of the Chrono.
There you go. I told you.
Owen,
we were talking about fishing.
It's not good when CompLexity follow our strats. That is the thing. But they did it. That's the counter. They got the budge.
I mean, it's very good versus Void, even in laning phase too, because you have like that consistent damage, and if he jumps, you can always get the hook out instantly to grab him and pull him back in if it is in that off lane. Oh man, Owen.
I mean, I don't know if it's that good, but I'm happy that it's there. I'm happy that that's the way they went to deal with the Chrono.
There's a lot of pressure on this Pudge to do well.
And is that going to be Z-Freak playing it?
I think so.
But I'm sure you can pile on the Rubik.
But Z-Freak Rubik. I guess they'll probably just put this.
I think you want Z-Freak on the Pudge.
Yeah.
There's a troll.
All right. So they can now buff up the Faceless Void so he doesn't need as many items. It gives him a big tower pusher, gives him Roche potential, and it's very good versus the bear. That evasion always works very good versus the bear.
Tell you what I would love to see. I would love to see LGD finish with an offlane Magnus. Go mid, Void safe lane. Have this Magnus, you got 2 cores, you're going to be beefing up.
I would imagine Cole would ban that one.
You think they might ban the Magnus?
I think they might.
As I'm looking at this, I'm saying if LGD get a Magnus, it could be... I think that's really...
The team fight could be way too scary, and it gives them ways to stall the game out as well, because then they have ET and Mag spamming waves out so Void and Troll get super farmed. I think that'd be really scary. But they do have Rubik to steal the RP if Mag comes up, so we'll see what they end up prioritizing.
True, yeah, you have to be worried. But it's probably going to be a Carl Rubik rather than a Z-Freak Rubik.
Yes.
No offense to Carl.
No offense to Carl.
No offense to Carl, but it's not Z-Freak Rubik.
And we want to see Z-Freak do that as well.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
I mean, maybe they do put Z-Freak on the Rubik's and then Kyle on the Pudge. I don't know. But I feel like it's more likely to be Z-Freak making the movements on the Pudge.
It's just
I'm excited to see. I'm excited.
I mean, I'm always happy when there's Pudge. Everyone's always happy when there's a Pudge in the game.
Well, I said, I mean, maybe not if you're a Complexity fan, because I don't know how good it is. I mean, I love the hero, but whether it's going to be good, as you said, it got nerfed. It was pretty heavy nerf. Level 1, you're not that good at running down heroes anymore.
You're still good at level 2 and stuff, though.
Sure.
Maybe now the Magnus a little less likely with the Tinker coming up.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think it's still a chance for LGD.
But you were talking a lot about how Cole, they may have like looked back at Liquid and trying to take a page. This looks to me like, avoid fights. They're trying to just go for the split push, use the march, cut the waves. Don't let LGD get on those towers.
But then they have a troll on LGD, so they can take towers real fast. So if you're not fighting them, your towers will drop you like flies. How are you gonna? Is Tinker enough for that? Because he needs such a long ramp-up time before he is that force that can stop you from pushing.
The one thing we've said about Troll a lot in the past is he's pretty susceptible to Magic Burst.
Sure, yeah.
And that is what Tinker can provide you until Troll, of course, gets that BKB. So Tinker can provide that for you.
All right, well, let's see what LGD is afraid of. They don't want to deal with a Bat Rider going for the ban on that.
Yeah,
More
just
of
a moves here.
The split catch kind of thing. The Bat Rider would be pretty good for that, for Cole.
Yeah.
Unless he does Cole ban out the mag.
And the Bat's good against the mag. You know, it's this hero that has this really good vision, makes it very hard for you to find the blink RPs. LGD maybe setting up for that offlane Magnus.
Could be.
It's that or I think they want an Underlord.
Hey,
because
Tide
Underlord's
Hunter
so good
is
for
still in the
Tinker.
pool, by the way,
Underlord
as
would
well.
definitely be more standard for him.
Tide is still in the pool too.
Tide is still in the pool. Also, a hero that Chalice plays a lot, but they ban out the Storm, so
they are set on the
expecting-
Void being offlane.
Yeah,
They
Void
banned,
offlane, Troll safe lane.
Which they may be right on, and we may be totally wrong, and maybe it is a Void offlane.
Give me maybe Invoker, please. Offlane, Void.
I mean,
safe lane, Troll Warlord. Mid, maybe Invoker.
Well, what's Moo gonna play? You just go for his puck.
Remaining. 5 seconds.
Or maybe they just say
I
the
hope
Tide.
it's not going to be a puck. Moo wasn't really underwhelming when the puck on the Thursday. It was and regardless, pucks this entire tournament have been kind of lackluster.
Yeah, they have.
I think it's a hard hero, yeah. Not to say the Moo can't play, but I think, you should say the moment, unless you've got the right team around it, it's hard to make plays with. I mean, but the Dream Coil and the Roar from the Lone Druid is pretty good. Good control to allow the Tinker to just throw the combos down. I don't think it's that bad.
They're taking their time down low.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's been a long time since we've seen the core shaker, which I imagine it is, unless it's going to be some sort of Moo Pudge, but it's almost certainly going to be the Moo Shaker.
I would think Moo Shaker.
I can't remember the last time I've seen an offlane shaker. It's been quite a while. I mean, any sort of shaker. This hero is just not favored at all.
Remaining.
At least, you know what is scary? I like Complexity's high ground defense a lot, but it kind of is banking them on them losing the early game, and that's never good.
Oh, what
Which one is it?
Queen of Bay.
Come on, maybe.
So they were right.
I want to be Invoker.
So it is the offlane Void.
Yep.
The maybe Quap.
All right. So, Fogged Complexity, that's your side right now. What do they need to do to win this game? What's important?
Oh, it's going to be really... I think this one's going to be really tough for them. I think just avoiding the fights and playing around LGD's cooldowns and make sure this bear gets massive. They really need this bear to go absolutely crazy in the game.
Okay, same question for you, Owen, but then from the side of LGD.
Oh, well, the LGD did do, I think, you know, for them, as long as they can make sure that they can start to get the action going, as they hit these Void ET combos, they're good, but I kind of like what Complexity's doing, I'll be honest. Tinker's going to be able to screw with the Void, you know, it goes for Crone. If you don't get the Tinker, bam, lazy, can't hit anyone. They got a Pudge.
I think one thing for sure.
They got a Shaker against what, like,
Owen just wants Pudge to win.
They've got like, 3 melee cores, 2 melee cores?
I think one thing for sure, we are going to have a very entertaining game, and even more entertaining are the voices that will bring it to you with Lyrical and Blitz.
Thank you so much, Shiva. That was so nice. Oh my goodness, Blitz, it's happening. It's like a pub game. We got a Pudge, we got a Tinker, and they're on the same team. I'm sure the chat, how about this one?
It's pretty cool to see Complexity play Dota.
Yeah, I can't agree with you enough. What about it in particular are you feeling?
I'm just saying, like, it was cool to watch them play this tournament.
Yeah. It feels to me like they've sort of at times turned a new leaf over, would you say? There was a couple of moments in that last game where they went back to their roots and just were like, all right, we're going to go down a lane and take a tower.
Dude, I don't know, man. NA Dota, like, I'm starting to lose some faith.
What do you mean?
Like, I wanna be the NA. There's so many European casters and shit.
Yeah.
I want to be the North American guy with Grant, holding down the fort. But it's like, I need you guys to start winning stuff. I need you to beat more than Infamous, you know?
All right.
I need EG to win a LAN. Things need to happen.
Well, they're not going to let them in Galaxy battles. I mean, they didn't win, but Mr. Vandestar Dota might have a thing or two to say about it. I'm with you. It's sort of a situation.
Nobody remembers who got second, only first.
That's fair. And that's the thing. The smiley face is coming out as well.
China's been winning. Europe's been winning.
Maybe this is their time.
If CompLexity win this, like, Kyle's going to go off.
Yeah, I'm sure. If he wins anything, he's a very emotional fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough go of it. You watched a lot of the games that were going on previously, the infamous CompLexity series. Was there anything that really stuck out to you as, I mean, this looks like a very different type of draft than what we saw earlier today. Yeah,
I think Cole, this is completely different than what they normally done. Like, this is a much more splitty, late game-esque style. Because the downside of CompLexity is, like, what they do very well. Or, like, they do at least, like, above average, which is, like, they run at you.
Right.
And they take towers, and they put this pressure on you, and they take these team fights, and it's very hard to play against. But I think LGD were aware of that. They just picked heroes like Paylord, and they did the same. They're like, oh, well, whenever you run at us, we'll just defend.
Right. And now they're sort of changing it up. They realized after that last series, things need to change a little bit here.
They've become way too predictable.
Yeah.
Against teams that they're better than, they'll just outskill. Like, for example, when Z-Freak just had, like, a sick individual performance today.
Yeah.
Like, he can do stuff like that, but you need more. You need more consistent plays to get through deeper into tournaments. Like, that's what determines, for me anyways, like, a very good team is consistency. Like, yeah, sure, teams like EG can take a series off VP, but, like, you need to be able to do that consistently against the top teams.
Fair enough. And LGD definitely one of those top teams, but they've also not always held things together completely. In this game, you know, we've seen, oh, we're actually going to have to go the hook there after the lift, and FY just going to try and TP away the damage. It's not quite enough, so he does get out. LGD, are you feeling like they're sort of in a different league right now than CompLexity, based upon what you've seen?
All right, we'll see. I think this is a very neat draft by Cole. I think they're actually going to do better than I expect here. I'm just like a disappointed father. You know, I'd like to see more out of my kids.
I'm with you. Your kids. That's like, a good way to put it.
Right now, you know, all the other kids are trying real hard, and my kids are just eating glue.
Damn. Oh, well, they were putting on some good performances. I can feel what you're saying, though, because you definitely, you see the individual talent that's there on all of these players.
Yeah, I just need, we're going to fulfill, this is where it starts. If CompLexity beat a very good LGD squad, we talked to Matoma, and he said this feels like the second best team in China.
Right.
LGD, that's what Liquid thinks. I thought VG was personally stronger, but who knows?
I mean, that's the thing too, is there's so much like back and forth within the Chinese scene themselves. It's more about like how they deal against the Western teams as well.
This is a very good LGD squad, so being able to beat them would be feather in the cap, and it all starts with, I think they have a very good support duo. I think FY has been playing absolutely stellar. I like the way that Chalice plays too. I like this import of Southeast Asian players in general. I think the two Warriors gaming exports have performed very well for them. Yeah. And I think that this is kind of where you take a lot of the talent pool from. It's something that I think would be interesting if more South Americans, for example, played in North America. Similar to like what Tomato's doing.
Yeah, getting that sort of influx of new talent and also different ideas about how to play the game.
Because the skill is there in all the regions.
Yeah, X-Nova, when we watched him back on Warriors Gaming, the thing that always stood out to me was his lane support and just how good he was at being able to zone out offlaners. In this game in particular also, we're seeing that they're doing this sort of dual aggro type of lane against Chessie with the Bear, and so far it's kind of worked. The Troll Warlord's got way more CS right now than Chessie has been able to.
Yeah, and Void's got pretty much free farm. And the reason why Void has free farm is, in this lane there's no kill potential. And he's very good against Lone Druid, because the time dilation makes it so the Lone Druid barely runs. Runs at like 0 move speed.
Yeah. Nice little pickup there. FY able to get the rune before the hook came through to pick it up himself. And still a very passive laning phase to the start of this one. So Void getting free farm, like you said, and all of the other lanes kind of fallen behind slightly, with Tinker behind the Quap as well. Is this kind of what you were expecting as far as the lane setups was concerned?
I think maybe he's doing a little bit better than I expect. This top lane, though, they just hope to trade farm. It's very hard for them to get kills. And Earthshaker can't really lane against Witch Doctor Troll. Like, that lane is way too hard for him. But the lane is going to get pulled into his direction, so you should be able to get some farm here. Downside, too, is that Pudge can't really get kills, as he pops the mango, maybe.
Oh, afraid you talked about it. Moo in some trouble, but they're bringing in Pudge as well. There's the block up there on the Ame as Kyle's going to look for a hook, but there's a little sidestep there coming in. And
Ame's such a beast.
Yeah. Oh, he's going back in.
Yeah, he wants to try to...
well, he finds Kyle. There's the axes.
Almost catches Moo, too. He's such an aggressive carry.
Yeah.
In the Sven game, when he decided to go for the Shadow Blade, like, he completely turns his own game around. I thought he threw the game for a sec when he gets caught in the jungle, but then he just keeps going around getting kills. Like, this guy does AFK farm quite a bit, but he always pays off with it. And very aggressive core.
It feels like in some ways you need to have that aggressive core nowadays. It's not enough just to farm. Like go pick up a Battle Fury on another hero and then don't make stuff happen.
Yeah, this era of like anti-mage Spectre stuff has lessened. And now you have the cores that get these like 1 or 2 items and take these major fights. As Limp gets gone on mid.
Just going to throw out that Maledict, force a little bit of a rotation. The TP's canceled, and he's probably going to salve up once the Maledict wears off, right around that 6-minute mark.
Took a lot of damage right there, but he's got 15 or 11 wand charges too. And X-Nova even going to ping the haste rune for maybe. It's a very nice rune for him to pick up. Is level 6 at the same time.
Cool. Top lane, they find a sleep on the Z-Freak, but a bit of a roar forces them back. And that's something we gotta watch out for as well, is like any type of rotations that you would make. Or do you think that it's better for somebody to come into the Quap unless there's some type of a dive? Or what do you do with this haste, or do you do anything?
I think you just get a TP, which he has, and just chill. You don't have to force anything. If your team over-rotates up at top or they get over-rotated on, you can make a play. As X-Nova is in position, Z-Freak shouldn't see this. I think they just go in for it.
Yep, there's going to be the stun. They get the vision, jump forward, find the kill. Chalice drawing first blood. Just under 7 minutes in.
The crowd erupts.
Yeah, they really love their players, that's for sure. Haste rune eventually going to be used now by maybe.
I don't think when you have these runes, like, you don't necessarily have to force anything.
Okay.
Although I feel like maybe could have jumped right there. I think he thought about it. He had both combo. He had full combo up.
So talk to me a little bit about the timings of this game. Lone Druid, everybody always talks about like that Radiance getting stuff done. Is there anything we really need to watch out for?
I think Tinker needs a blink as fast as possible. And once he has his blink, he'll be in a really sweet spot in this game. It's hard to catch him up. LGD is going to have to use a lot of their resources shoving out the waves. And for LGD, it's the early Roshan that I'm looking forward to. If they can slow down Limp enough, then he can't participate in these Roshan engagements. As at bottom, Ame getting aggressive right now.
Down move a little bit, but again, he is just going to back out after the fissure. All fine and dandy in the bottom lane. So yeah, I guess that the Rosh you were talking about there, super important with Troll Warlord being on the other side, and well, obviously getting an Aegis on any of these heroes is pretty valuable, as FY is going to scout out Z-Freak, making this move down here. Maybe a chance at a setup for something, as they are moving in with Ame. The stomp's going to connect, and they do have a lift. Need to be careful about getting lifted up onto the cliff. Z-Freak is going to try and go for it there. Gets FY up top. He does not have a TP, actually. They're going to trade it over.
He gets pulled.
All right, well, he's going to get out of there eventually. Although he needs to be a little bit careful. Moo could cancel it if they realize that he's going for it.
Nah, now he's going for it.
No. Well, 2-0 start. Nice little beginning here. And what do you think about this offlane Earthshaker? Panel was talking about, we don't see this guy almost at all anymore.
There was a time where you could play like 4-position Shaker, which Liquid did very often. And the reason was because this hero felt so insane game. You would always get the ability to just one-shot somebody. But they've reduced the damage on the ult a lot. Upside of the hero still exists quite a bit. you have a lot of different lockdowns. You get 3 in 1. So if you do have issues with disables or guaranteed disables, he's going to be able to do that for you. As at top, Chalice gets hooked and then nothing happens as a result of it. As Chessie gets the 3-man Savage Roar, but they're still going to chase this down.
There's going to be maybe a decent amount of damage. He needs to try and walk his way out of there, but with the Maledict, it's not happening. Instead, it's another hook, and Kyle, if he's not careful, just going to get chronoed in the face, and now going to the other side so they can block off his path. Another sleep there. The stun is going to come out, and CompLexity looking for the deny. It was never going to happen. Double there for X-Nova.
Yeah, and Moo trying to get out. As Ame on in pursuit, almost has phase boots up too. He's going to go for this.
Oh man, Moo needing to walk away, and he is going to be fine yet again. Disable being more than enough.
Still, that's a level 9 Troll that has been completely untouched, and Troll is the anti-off laner. Always has kill potential, very strong in lane. As now they're going to make the full 4-man rotation.
Oh my god, CompLexity are just running at this guy. And now the Fissure to block it off, and as soon as the TPs are going to start to come, they need to be careful. Being said, there are other heroes in the area. Yeah, like you said, it's that type of thing where they're worried about the Troll Warlord and just bring everybody down to mess with them.
Yeah. At the same time, Chalice has had such a good game so far. Looks like he's going Vlad's. Does that mean Troll's going Mask of Madness?
I guess, yeah.
Top tower is under attack.
Goes first item Satanic. TFY. Back behind the tower, they see that the Spirit is coming to them. They're going to be able to dive this if they want. The Fissure comes out. They've got Kyle in the area, the hook, the fear, the right clicks. FY might actually be able to turn this back on to Kyle. They end up finding the kill. Maybe with a quick rotation.
Yeah. Very nice to be able to save that. And that ET is very tanky. And at the same time, they take that top tower. And this is pretty brutal. You're going to have a Void with something like a 12-minute Vlad's Treads. 30 net worth overall. He even has more net worth than the Queen of Pain.
I mean, at this point, it feels like CompLexity's draft was like, all right, hold out for the late game split push. Were they expecting to have to do it this early and to this extent?
Definitely not. And they pick some counter heroes like the Tinker against the Troll and the Void. They take the Pudged, obviously, so you can hook people out of the Chrono. But the laning phase is so weak as a result of this.
Seeing the evidence of that right now with a 4,000 net worth lead at just under 12 minutes. Ooh. This is all coming up LGD right now. Well, there is going to be some TPs over by the Shrine, maybe a smoke play by the Dire and a few. Although, what are they really going to do? Looks like they're just going to try and farm. Now it's just getting limp what he can get. And when your Rubik is level 3 right before that ended up happening at 12 minutes in, they just haven't been able to get what they need out of this so far.
Yeah, pace-wise, it just feels like CompLexity's not really matching. Lanes were a little bit too rough. They couldn't really kill any of the 3 lanes, is the problem. Like, when you don't threaten any of the lanes, nobody's afraid of you. Yeah. They couldn't kill top, they definitely couldn't kill bottom. Mid was a Queen of Pain against a Tinker and a Pudge. Like, nothing's happening there.
You can see the levels just very heavily into the favor of LGD right now. And honestly, besides that one rotation bottom, this is without the Queen of Pain. It's arguably LGD's most strong hero right now that they're getting all this stuff done with.
Yeah. Again, it comes down to the fact that none of the 3 lanes are punished. And Z-Freak gonna get gone on again as should die here.
Damage there, Chalice. Maybe they can find a turnaround. He's just gonna be able to time walk it off, and well, it's only got 300 HP, but CompLexity not able to punish.
Now he's building towards a Shadow Blade.
This game is a disaster right here for CompLexity. I mean, is it still a situation where it's as bad as it seems? Do you, like, you know, people always talk about the strength of Tinker Holden against pushes.
The unfortunate thing, though, is sometimes you just get overrun. And we talked about the Roshan. Yeah. When you get an early Vlad's like this, it makes it incredibly easy to do so.
Well, Troll ulti pop, they're going to right-click it down.
That is an early Roshan.
It was 14-minute Roche. No Ursa in this game, but Troll are doing a good impression of it. Also building towards that Battle Fury, so he's going to be able to scale into the late game.
Yeah. 5 kick, hold lead. 6-0, 14 minutes in. LGD doing very well for themselves. They're going to need this Lone Druid to be very scaled. And now, if you're Cole, you're almost forced into going for the 30+ minute game. Would like to note, by the way, that the Void decided to opt for the 8 strength.
Yeah?
I'd like to let OD Pixel know that.
You know, I knew this was coming. I knew it was going to happen as soon as I saw Void picked in this.
Man, I see Owen. He takes all the damage talents on every hero. Doesn't care that he could have like 2,500 health on the hero. Just...
You know what they say? The best defense is a good offense. He's just encapsulating the great minds of strategy throughout the years.
I love Owen, so he can do whatever he wants.
Just maybe we'll take a break from playing for a little bit with you or
I'll
something.
tank some pubs for him. Oh, as Ame, gonna run into Chessie, break the smoke, and Chessie should get out of here clean. I don't even know if FY attempts the stun. He does not. He almost has Radiance.
That's not bad, you know? You got 4 heroes down here bottom. It looks really rough, 5,000 net worth lead, but at least Lone Druid sitting top of the net worth.
Yeah, eventually you gotta go high ground. That's where Cole will hopefully hold forever, as they're gonna find this stack.
Give it a little stomp, get a little right click, and Ame now going to try and clear through it here. As I believe he's getting closer to that battle fury, but shouldn't have it yet. The rest of the heroes can only look on as this stack gets taken. There is a scan, and more things going into the favor of LGD this early stage, 16 minutes in. Blink Dagger on Moo in the near future, maybe? Oh god, he's caught. Sleep, or Splitter, it's going through. Chalice has Chrono. This guy is super dead, don't even need it.
Chalice almost has Shadowblade too. They've supported these 3 cores very well. Everyone's self-sufficient at this point. As the fear goes on to Ame, who is here to defend the tower with his Aegis. Should not be afraid of anything at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the heroes from CompLexity, I mean, they've got good burst damage if you can put 1 or 2 of them together, but they're needing to do so much work on trying to keep these lanes pushed out as well.
Right now, they just lack the control, simply put.
They lack the kills too, man. 7-0. That's not great. 7,000 net worth as lead as well. They have held on to their mid-tier 1 tower, who is sitting here ready to go for a fissure on the wave, but LGD moving in yet again in this ET. It's not going to connect with the Stomp, and Z-Freak here as well is going to be able to steal 1. Chalice going to be pushed back. Scream of Pain is stolen. Moo, level 9, going to be Witch Doctor ulted in the trees. Oh, that feels real bad. Maybe is on a killing spree. Still.
Lead now goes to 8-0, 7k up at 17 minutes. This is quite the pace LGD are setting. But we talked about this. There's nobody that CompLexity can really kill at this point. At this phase of the game, in the laning phase, they weren't going to be able to do it. Post-laning phase, it doesn't get any easier. You kind of just have to weather the storm if you're Cole and hope that LGD slip up and overextend.
Okay. So kills-wise, if LGD keeps on getting all of these kills, but they don't take as many objectives, is it okay, or...?
It's not great.
It's not great.
You gotta take what they give you at this point.
Right.
And maybe now has a full Orchid, I believe. He has...
He's going
for some reason, Shadowblade's queued up.
I'll take that.
Oh, Rubik got Blink. Gotta find the silver linings. Because for LGD, it is all good for them. Tinker, off to the side. Chalice, if you realize he's over there, could think about something. And actually, it's going to be the Faceless Void going back for the Aghanim Scepter as well.
Oh, he's swerving back. Going back for the team fight, so he can speed up their game. He wants to catch as much as he can. I like this idea. Normally you would lack damage on Void, which is why you go for the Shadowblade. But I think he understands, like, well, I have Troll ulti, and my Troll's very farmed.
Well, honestly, they've got some decent damage, even with like the Witch Doctor. If anybody's around him, probably do enough to find a kill there. Bottom lane, FY. Oh, God. There are 3 heroes down there, and
That would have been their first kill.
oh, man.
Oh, wow. You look for half a second, and now it's an 11k lead.
Yeah, that's 19 minutes in. It's just been a slow and steady increase. Consistently, LGD making all the right moves.
That graph does not have a lot of dips in it. That is a smooth paved road.
Yeah.
Freshly laid concrete there.
All right, maybe a chance for a fissure into a hook. Is it really going to amount to anything? They get the hook there. No, the silence! Chrono wanted 2. They got him caught. Chetsy's here. They might not be able to find these kills, actually. So CompLexity saved their buddies, just barely.
But they...
Yeah.
It's a trade of ults. But at the same time, like, when you're this far behind, like, that's demoralizing. You just want something. Get on the board.
I mean, at the same time, they were able to get the Blink Dagger for the Shaker. That was Chronosphere used and down. It could have been worse. Could it have?
Yeah, I mean, nobody died.
Yeah.
Nobody died.
They got Blink on Shaker. If you're CompLexity right now, do you even really try and go for a smoke play, or do you wait until Roche is up before you go for something like that?
I think you take a tower right now, because you know the spells are off CD.
Speed is what they're going to be doing. Witch Doctor is back behind the tower. The nice part about the Pudge, at least, is that he's pretty good at assisting with a push. Can always hook somebody if they come to defend. In fact, CompLexity, with the Blink Dagger done, with Radiance done, Blink is done as well on the Tinker. Maybe a bit of a timing with no kills on the board. Could be a thing.
Yeah. Honestly, anything positive right now for Colas. They set up another combo, but Kyle hooks the creep.
A little unfortunate there for them.
Yeah, tower is starting to get a little bit low here, but ET Stomp gonna connect on the bear, and it barely survives. Ah,
nice. Silver linings.
It's barely survived.
Oh, lordy. Well, 8-0 still. While this has all been going on, maybe he's waiting up to the side. He knew it was Blink away.
Very fast.
Good play by Limp.
Even had a DD rune as Chalice trying to find Moo, and he does. Moo's gonna hit the stun first, though.
Wait, Kyle uses his hook over to the other side, which means that Moo is maybe just gonna get chronoed here, or just end up being able to find that kill on the Witch Doctor nonetheless. Chalice, they blink out, he gets away.
He has the chrono, just not willing to use it quite yet, as the troll ult is popped.
Looking for a big one there, and now down to the south, they're able to find the Chronos. Chrono is stolen, though, and now turned against their allies, but they're able to get the fissure, the hook away as well. Chalice gets the time walk off. They weren't able to complete that kill. So everybody living from CompLexity, and they get on the board.
Cole is on the board.
Are you a proud father?
Yeah, no bagels here. They turned that, what was it, Grant said, like, they turned their bagel into a hot dog. A breadstick.
That's what it was.
That 0 becomes a 1. That was like 2k gold swing.
0 to hero.
They almost got a kill too on the troll. They were very close to that. So this is showing that Cole can still win fights. I think Chalice was way too cautious with his chrono. Like, if he just catches the Earthshaker right there, his team can follow up, they get the kill. None of that happens. And now Chessy is not that far behind. In fact, he is ahead of the Queen of Pain. The Tinker is right behind there too. It's 10k gold, which is still quite substantial, but I mean, you want to have some hope.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this is again with an off-lane Earthshaker who has that main item, the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, they just need 1 or 2 engagements here. It's going to be hard to find, though, because LGD are playing very disciplined. But you're right now, if you're CompLexity, you're hoping that they make mistakes as they catch Limp. Very nice kill for them.
Yeah, chrono used there, and, well, that's what's going to happen if you're not careful.
Also, look at the build from Maybe. He's opted to go for the Shadow Blade so that he can solo catch this Tinker and wait in the tree lines. So when he does blink into him, he doesn't have to go through the whip to spot him. Like, he's right now just setting Tinker traps whenever he can. He plays around that bottom area, he hides in the trees. He's waiting for Limp to respawn and try to make something happen.
Ame. Over there to the side. CompLexity sort of in a position to try and catch them as they head out. It does look like X-Nova there, the ward down. They're going to have vision.
Kyle.
They're thinking about it. Echo Slam trying to go for it. Ame, there's the fissure to start. They hook it as well. Maybe going to be able to combo this together. Ame just says, hell no, turns around and takes him down. And now, oh no, bad to worse, and maybe to terrible. The Echo Slam almost able to take down that Quad. They want to bring him down, but maybe able to jump away. Another Fissure turn, but it's not enough. 2 dead for Complexity, and now the Chrono for the 3rd. Oh, no, no, no.
Wow. That was... It felt like for a second they were going to get Ame. Then Ame's like, well, you're a Pudge and you've done nothing. I can actually just 3-shot you. And thus he did.
I mean, it is a 13,000 net worth lead. It was 10 probably around that when that fight took place. You know, at a certain point, you can't. It's hard to overcome that amount of gold.
Yeah. Early Roshan's paying dividends here for LGD stockholders, as that thing respawned at 24 minutes. We're already into the second Roche. Yeah. That means around the 35-minute mark, we'll have both.
Aether Lens for Tinker, so he can maybe play a little bit more safe if they're in there up top lane. They find the hook. All right, they got Chalice here for the moment. Do they have enough to bring him down? Trying to do it isn't enough. The time walk away. Chalice able to make the escape, and now the cask is going to bounce. Chalice almost down. The Chrono comes out. They are going to be able to hit there, but it's not enough for the kill. Maybe in the meantime, kills off Z-Freak, and Complexity still not able to get more than just 1 kill on the board.
Yeah, they're going to lose this tower. And with the Faceless Void Aghanim Scepter, the cooldown is so short that he does not really care. He's like, oh, whatever, I'll use it. We'll get a kill. If he doesn't have that Ags, Cole would say, well, maybe we can smoke even with the Aegis on the enemy team. We can try to pick something up, but it'll be up so fast by the time everyone respawns.
Oh no, Jesse! He's gonna get caught. The sleep is there. He does still have the bear, and right now the Queen of Pain though is shown up, and with that it is going to be a dead Chessie. Unstoppable streak.
That was so much damage, that Earth Splitter, and now there's a full BKB completed onto the Queen of Pain. Blink Dagger on this troll, and right now Complexity are just getting outclassed. 15-1.
Ame is so ridiculously farmed at this point in the game. This is just a walloping. It's 21,000 net worth lead at 26 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know the last time I saw 15-1.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Did you not watch EG? I casted that game. That was hilarious.
Well, it's a tough one. Smoke up now. LGD looking to continue the pain train. Complexity split push. If they can dodge this gank, again, those silver linings.
Both teams idling around. They've placed their Tinker Ward. Have some very aggressive vision on the map right now, as Complexity have the opposite idea. They've got one very defensive ward in their own jungle as the Stomp flies on through, but Complexity,
they've got everybody there. Troll in the mid lane, able to find Chessie as well. There's going to be the BKB pop. The chase is there, and now the lone druid is gone. 16-1.
And Ame brazenly just walks up, is not afraid of anything at this point. Chalice jumps forward, has the Chrono at this point, wants to expend it as Z-Freak steals the time walk, and that's going to reset things a little bit as the March of the Machines flies down. And even with the Aegis, LGD, very disciplined, going to reset.
Nullifier Troll is going to be the next item. Just jump on top of somebody, completely dismantle them. And at this point, I mean, it's so hard for Complexity to get anything done at all.
Yeah, look at Chalice's build, by the way. Decides to completely sway away from going DPS. He's like, my team has this covered. I just need to build as much utility as I possibly can. Goes with a pipe right after. And now another attempt here.
Oh, Echo Slam.
He's getting low.
It's not enough, though, and the hook is not quite on the mark either. Oh, man. Echo down. The chase is there. Z-Freak, and that pipe coming into play. They get away.
Would have been a huge kill onto maybe. They need any core kill that they can get at this point.
Only one to have died, X-Nova. And
someone's getting kicked.
Oh no. Look at this though. They're just waiting. They know immediately, and on top of Chessie, they didn't end up being able to to stop that. Now the hook as well. Okay, things may be looking a little bit better. Trying to take down that Troll Warlord, but instead, Moo, are they able to find this kill? Almost there. Ame is taking him down. They do burn through the Aegis. It's still not a kill. FY walking away, Moo chasing as well, but they realize they can't take him down. Second time to blink forward. They found themselves one. Great BKB timing. They also have the Chronosphere. They got him caught and gonna fall. It's all gonna part. Double kill for Ame, 19-1. Time walk stolen and the bear being chased down. This is a complete and total domination going on right now, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they call it at any point in time.
Yeah, it's 20-1. The disrespect.
Oh, get out of the game.
That was the please exit. We're no longer playing the same game. It's 30K at 29 minutes. They haven't matched Liquid's pace, where Liquid was up something like a kill a minute. But they are so far ahead at this point that, I mean, at this point it's not even...
Yeah, no, what's your analysis of the situation, Blitz? This is a complete and total destruction going out. A smoke. Moo wants to hit him hard, wants to get him good. The hook is in. Kyle about to die. BKB out, and, well, he's going to get pummeled a few times.
And this was impressive by LGD. Like, yeah. This was really impressive. That was...
GG, well played call. Crowd loves it.
Yeah. When they played them the first time, I thought that was a shellacking, but this was... Oh man, that's hard to recover from.
Just like no emotion shown there from LGD, and I mean, I guess the thing too is that it felt like one of those situations where they were going to have to play from behind for a while, just the nature of the draft.
Yeah.
But it wasn't meant to ever be getting that far out of hand.
I mean, I think they expected that, they had to have known that the lanes were going to be...
Radiant team ban.
Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Yep, there it is.
So Cole, they should have something planned for this if they banned the ET.
Yeah, they knew that Tiny was going to be coming.
LGD's probably going to take a second pick Witch Doctor, right? So Cole should probably expect that.
I'd like to see Cole just pick up the Disruptor. It's been winning a lot of games.
Yeah.
It's such a strong support at the moment. Just take it. Not too hard to execute. Well, I guess it's one of the trickiest supports, but Cole can do it. They can manage. Grab the Disruptor.
Either the Disruptor or Rubik here.
Disruptor, Rubik, or Bane. Still the sort of three strong ones that would not blame a team for just grabbing in the first.
Disruptor, Rubik, Bane, and Sanking for me. So, okay. They actually steal the Witch Doctor from LGD.
Okay.
They're like X-Nova, playing something new.
Yeah. We've seen Z-Freak playing Witch Doctor earlier today. And we've also seen Kyle play Slaughter. Was it the same game?
I think so.
Okay.
Kyle does like to play that hero.
Yeah.
Good versus Tiny because of that limited armor.
I mean, this is already infinitely better than Rubik
Way better.
Pudge. Way better. So much better than Rubik Pudge.
Much stronger lanes. LGD, do they just grab Bane here? I think the game when they had Bane, they lost, right? When X-Nova was playing it on LGD?
I think they might have. Bane has been very unsuccessful regardless the whole tournament. But yeah, earlier today, CompLexity had the Witch Doctor and the Slaughter. They also went for the Tide, the Sven, the Death Prophet, so they went a little bit push.
They take the Bane
strategy.
anyway. Yeah.
Take the Bane anyway.
That's a scary opener, right? Tiny Bane, these are two heroes that, even though Bane, as we said, has not had incredible success, these are two heroes that are highly regarded amongst all the pro players at the moment.
Yeah. I gotta say that the game that they lost where X-Nova played Bane, that was the game they lost against Liquid, where Liquid had that lone druid that was pit pushing the whole time. So I'm not really sure if I can point at that Bane and say he was the problem. Oh, that was just well, he was trying to defend against Mega Creep by
He was trying to defend against Megas. That was fun.
If CompLexity can force that out, you know, they're in a good spot.
We go. So what we got? CompLexity banning out the maybe SF.
They're talking maybe now. Like you.
I think you just ban the mid laners.
No.
Yeah.
They're the scary ones, I feel, if you're going up against LGD, because it's just on the Sem has been very well recent.
As he tends to.
I
say recently.
He's like the whole time.
Good old maybe, honestly.
Yeah.
Bit of a legend, really.
Yeah, he really is.
Just ban his hero. Armane's great as well.
I think isn't it from an anime?
Sumnus is from an anime?
Almost certainly is.
If
they put these guys changing their names to Somnusem, there's probably some superhero and some anime thing.
I'm totally guessing. I think it's from an anime.
Probably some basketball playing. That's the one I'm all about. You know, all the kids are on about some basketball anime. That's the one that Liquid.
What, Kuroko no Basket?
There you go. Yeah, it's probably some lab from.
I don't know. I watch some anime, not a whole. I don't know what Somnus is from, but I think it's anime.
Right.
Maybe it's the name of the basketball. I don't know.
Well, speaking of Somnus, we also have the Queen of Pain from him back.
Yeah, there we go. This is good. They're banning out maybe, so just ban maybe.
Yeah.
Means
this is the guy that's going to screw you.
The pool.
Yes. They take out Death Prophet, one of Limp's better heroes, as well as the combination with STARLADDER. Corrosive Haze plus DP is pretty potent. So they don't want Cole to have any of those like Roche or objective takers.
What do we want to get now? We want to get... I wouldn't be too fussed if they play the Lone Druid again, to be honest. I really wouldn't.
Careful, Owen. We almost just lost Owen, guys.
Almost fell off his chair.
Just give us the Lone Druid again.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't want it.
Don't like the Lone Druid again?
No, I want something that can fight with the team earlier.
Same. I want something that they can group up with faster.
Yeah.
That takes too long. 15 to 20 minutes for that Radiance. I think it's too long versus LGD.
Yeah, I agree. So what other heroes would you be thinking? Is it like, would it be Gyro, Sven type of things?
Yeah, I guess the Gyro is okay.
Or just the PL's still there, isn't he? Yeah, PL's still in the pool.
Well,
like if you want to be easy, have an easy game, play PL.
Has it lost every game?
Yeah, it has lost every game so far.
here. Wow.
Well, there you go. CompLexity experts in that field.
I'm not sure if that's the route they want to take, though.
I want them to take heroes that can benefit off the Corrosive Haze.
Yeah. Okay. Who can play with the Vision? Get any Hurricane Pike builder. OD, TA.
OD might not be bad.
Tinker again. If they want to do Tinker, Slaughter's, Corrosive Haze, you know, sure, you don't care about the armor reduction, but the Vision. Works the same as the track. You know, as we see the Bounty Tinker win a lot of games. So I wouldn't be too disappointed if they go with Tinker again. Oh,
They actually picked Nature's Prophet. Okay. Into Tiny, which is one of the better ones because you can cleave down those trains. But
you're not getting RT'd.
this is a more comfortable Mu hero. Now they can be more active around the map. They can collapse faster.
It is a comfortable Mu hero, but I believe Chessie has played it as well. I mean, Siegfried has played it as well, but we know Siegfried is probably going to play the Witch Doctor. So, they keep it open, though. I like it.
Yeah.
Sure, Nature's Prophet earlier today, didn't we? Yeah. Our King win game?
We did.
Did it win?
And Nature's Prophet won, yeah.
It did win, didn't it?
It did win.
And the only thing that was changed on that hero was the level 1 cooldown ulti and the level 2 cooldown ulti, right?
Got a buff.
It was a 20-second reduced cooldown off of level 1 from 90 to 70.
The reason it won earlier today was that they basically had an aggressive tri-lane, and every time there was a fight, there were 4 people rather than 3, so sheer outnumbering their opponents.
And they had DOTA too.
They did.
LGD is invincible. Well, I mean, game 1, they certainly looked it.
They did look
that
it.
lad's
They
not
did.
wrong.
There's some good artists out there. Do you see that? These drawings,
I was gonna
these
say,
drawings are impressive that I've seen this whole time here.
Back in the West, you know, the guys, they need to step up their drawing.
Bat Rider, very
Pretty good
versus
against the Nature's Prophet, yeah.
Great against STARLADDER and Witch Doctor too. These heroes do not have the greatest turn rates.
Oh.
Lots of damage coming out from the side of LGD already with these three.
I don't know, Complexities do something crazy, I don't know.
Maybe
Well, they need to bring out some cheese strats. Just finish the draft with like Winter Wyvern Axe and go jungle.
They do
Let's
not
do that.
Oh, that was a good one. They do not have a lot of time though. They are out of reserve time. They're down to 20 seconds. They need to decide this quickly what they want.
That's scary, especially for the last pick later on. But perhaps they have a plan already forged, you know?
They didn't get to see Maybe's hero, but they're gonna have to reveal where this Nature's Prophet is going.
Yeah. And
Lifestealer Slaughter. All right, that's a bit of an NA classic.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
And they can have him infesting in the Lifestealer, you know, be everywhere at the same time.
Yep, Infested Slaughter is good.
Infested Slaughter as well.
It's, you know, one of those heroes, of course, that's strong against bat and lane, doesn't care about being in that matchup.
Yeah,
very good against Tiny.
Yeah, you can't toss him away when you're raged anymore.
Not bad at all against, but I like it. I like this.
There is already some lockdown for him, even in his rage, though, and that might be scary.
The lasso as well as that Fiend's Grip can be a bit threatening. But this is much better. They definitely have solved what we were talking about, is stronger lanes, stronger supports already with these pickups.
This is looking a lot better than the previous game.
Definitely looking much more comfortable and much more complexity.
Hey, Sven.
That's a good answer to the lives. Oh, that's very good this game.
We've seen Ame's Sven.
That's really good.
Scary.
It's an answer to the Slaughter, answer to the Prophet, answer to the Lifestealer.
It really is. It does tick off 3 of those boxes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a pretty smart selection from LGD.
We've seen a lot, but when the Nature's Prophet get picked up, the cleave from that tiny, the Sven just doesn't care about him. They also have the Tiny too, so if they get either of those matchups, he can be okay versus the Treants, helping out his supports.
And there's no worry getting some places because you can just get tossed in.
Yeah. They still take out the PL.
Even though still not won a single game, but...
I mean, I can understand the PL taking out, really. I mean, that is one of those cores that Lifestealer just can't do.
But they ban out the PL. Does that mean that they are expecting the Tiny to be support?
I think they expect the Tiny to be...
a 4 position?
I guess so, yeah. They're expecting the 4 Tiny with that.
The FY Tiny? It's unusual.
So.
I mean,
with that ban from Complexity, that seems to be what they were worried about.
I wonder if LGD is just going to make this a support bat and then just have another mid hero. And they run some Tiny off lane, Sven safe lane, and pick a maybe
That sounds like something FY has done in the past.
I feel like that's something that FY would do here.
Like in the past. I think it's unlikely. Surely they are just going to pick something else to go with the Bane and pairing, but never know. I mean, a few of us FY's heroes were banned out, so maybe it is going to be sort of the roaming time.
It is a good way to mess with the system, though, right? If it is a bat support, then Lifestealer is like, oh, I don't have my matchup anymore.
That is true.
What Complexity wants. So I think that could be what LGD wants.
Yep.
They ban out the DK.
Okay. Final pick for LGD will start to show us what is the plan.
They could still go for that. I mean,
the Tiny.
That Storm Spirit, and if not, maybe they've put Tiny mid in the past, right? Yeah. I think it's them who's done it during the qualifiers.
Sure, yeah.
10 seconds.
Oh, that's probably the most likely. Then.
I think that's the most likely.
If they put in the Tiny mid.
5 seconds.
And then they just pick up a Chalice hero.
Well, I think surely the bat shot.
Yeah.
I mean, as you say, depends how much they don't want to have to deal with the bat Lifestealer lane.
I feel like they could get a lot done if they have the The Batrider has a 4 position. They have got a bit of.
I mean, is this a game where they could just pick a dazzle? They did that before, didn't they, LGD? Max up on the armor, have that sort of extra way to make sure Lifestealer can't get the easy kills.
You know what I'm surprised about? There's still a disruptor in the pool. Ignored completely this game.
So who is going to be playing the? What is going to be the 4?
I think it's bat support.
You think bat
I think
support?
it's the 4 bat for sure, because they don't want to have that Lifestealer versus.
Good call. That's a good call.
And then they're going to put the Puck middle because Puck can't get ganked by Slaughter.
Yeah, these are very elusive heroes, and as you said, Complexity at the moment don't really have the best of lockdowns. They need something a little bit more than just the old crush from Slaughter.
Either Chalice on Tiny or Puck.
Yeah.
They're gonna maybe we'll play either of the other two. All right, either of those. Make adjustments based on what they see. What Cole picks. Cole at a time.
Venom.
Oh,
Venom.
Now that's my goodness. We don't know what to pick hero if I've ever seen one.
A Complexity classic.
I don't know about this.
All right, Owen.
I mean, I said there was no way that game 2 could be any worse than game 1, and I will still stand by that.
I like the first 4 Cole heroes.
Yeah.
Not so crazy about the Venom.
Owen, what does Complexity need to do to win this game?
No, I think they can. It's just the chances of them winning are very low.
Okay, but what do they need to do? What thing they need to achieve?
I don't know if they know. I certainly don't know what they need to do. If I knew what Complexity needed to do to win this game, I would not be on a panel. I'd be coaching, some of these teams. But I think it's going to be very hard.
All right.
I think they have to be really active with their Lifestealer. I think they have to use the Infest Bomb and abuse it and get that timing window within the first 5 to 15 minutes. Or as soon as the armlet comes out on Lifestealer, take some buildings.
So the pressure's on them completely.
Pressure's on them because LGD's lineup does scale quite hard.
Yeah, I mean, I love Complexity, but LGD, I think they are just proving they are a few tiers ahead of them. Oh.
All right.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what's picked or what's played.
You were wrong
LGD is just LGD. I mean, maybe I'm wrong again. Maybe we'll see if my Caster's Curse is strong. But I think LGD is just proving that they are a very good
Well, let's find out if they will indeed take this second game and have a clean sweep there into the semifinals. Over to our commentary team of Lyrical and Blitz.
Thank you very much, Sheever. My goodness, Owen is just clowning on people right now over there. A few tiers ahead. Blitz, how you feeling about these drafts? What do you think, my man?
Well, Owen said that he doesn't think it could be worse than 22-1, but for anybody that doesn't follow Cleveland Browns, went 1-15. To do worse than went 0-16. So you can definitely always do worse.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's harder to do worse than 0-16 when you're talking about the NFL, though. I'm pretty sure it's
actually impossible. Yeah. The only way you could do worse, actually, I can't think of a way that you would have negative wins, but Complexity, I kind of agree. It's really difficult to do worse than 22-1.
Yeah.
You can surpass that.
Well, the big problem that we identified in the last game was the laning stage. They were getting completely run over from the get-go.
Yes, sir.
Is this better?
Much better. They have stun.
They have stun.
I didn't say stuns. They have stun.
No, they got stuns.
They've got 2 stuns.
Yeah.
But they're I mean, I don't really... If Cast always scares me because it's so dodgeable.
I mean, if it hits multiple people, that's like multiple stuns.
Yeah, it's sick.
They're great.
The value is there.
Definitely. LGD already invading the jungle. It's also an FY Batrider, a little bit weird. We also are seeing the Puck get picked up right now, which is sort of a bit of an odd one, too. You were saying that this is a hero that's been changed around a lot.
Yeah, Puck, the downside of Puck nowadays is, especially when you put it mid or as a core, it feels like it doesn't do damage anymore. The damage feels very underwhelming, so as a result, we don't see the hero nearly as much as we used to, which is why now we see it much more in the off lane, because it's not reliable in the mid lane anymore.
Yeah, and that's where it's going to be played this time around. Kyle using that stun that we were talking about to get a little bit of harassment at the beginning on Ame, and pump faking the secondary one to come in. Now they do have Bane wrapping from the south as well, and Alex Nova not able to get into range. Thinking about it though. Mid lane?
In mid lane, maybe. This is the downside of putting Tiny mid. You don't secure farm and it's very rough. You're just gonna get galed and harassed up. Z-Freak is gonna trade hits with you and you can't really help out too much.
I guess this is the thought. They expect that that's a good matchup to have against the Tiny. Is that the way that they're thinking of it?
Yeah, for sure. They knew that LGD were going to be a little bit more hard locked into their lanes. LGD, I think, just wanted to stomp the lanes once again. But this time around, CompLexity have much better lanes. Like,
they're winning them in some ways. Well,
yeah,
pretty hard. It's looking quite good.
They even switched the Batrider's role just for this reason. They wanted to avoid this situation where they had to put Batrider in a core role against a Lifestealer. But they might have overdone it, actually. CompLexity's already... They've got a gold lead.
Yeah, and doing quite well in the CS. The sort of downside is Moo against Puck. I guess he's actually able to push him back a good amount as well. It's a lot of right clicks and all the treants around as well. Not the easiest thing in the world for the Puck, it looks like.
Yeah, as the Tiny has 3 CS, the Veno is absolute free farming.
Well, as far as what LGD is looking to do this game, what does that sort of look like? Where are they hoping to? What were they hoping to do with this draft that they went for? As Limp pulled back in another Gale, he's going to eat a tree, another couple right clicks.
He's getting really low.
Yeah, this is some extra damage coming in. Toss that cooldown change. Able to do it. They do have a tree toss here.
He's trying to whack once, toss a creep, and toss the tree at the same time. But I don't think Limp will fall for it.
Batrider, though, coming in, taking a little bit of extra damage as Kyle was there. They force back the bat, and keep getting those stacks on him. Needs to be careful. But yeah, what was it that you're thinking they're hoping to accomplish with this draft? Because there are a lot of like unorthodox picks. Was it the Batrider really just about making sure they don't get that lane?
I think they thought they'd get Bat versus NP, then the Lifestealer gets taken, and FY's like, yo, I don't think we should play that.
All right, Cast connects now. Chessie hitting away onto Ame. That's going to be a lot of damage coming in from the Maledict. Meanwhile, mid lane, they dive for Limp, find the kill onto him. So we thought Ame was in trouble. He lives up, and they lose mid.
Yeah, but at bottom, Moo on the hunt right now for Chalice, who gets his sal canceled, and nice silence, but gets the patient.
Oh, nicely played there by Kyle. Pump fake.
No swindles here. Kyle is here to play.
Absolutely. 3.5 minutes in. Now Sven sitting at the top of the CS. It's been a little bit of a better time for him. And mainly just because they brought the Bane here and to try and keep on throwing that Feeble onto the Lifestealer. So as far as the way the laning matchups are going to sit, do you think that there's going to be many rotations? People always talk about Nature's Prophet rotating, and well, as we say that, it's going to be a hit now onto X-Nova, and they will kill him off.
Yeah, you asked for it, you got it. And CompLexity, double their kills.
Hey!
Let's get it.
They're in there. So, 1,000 gold lead, 4 minutes.
Yeah, this is why we... I told you early on that I was kind of okay with everything Cole was doing. Laning phase-wise, I'm a pretty big fan of the way that they set things up. And we talked about it in the game where it felt like their lanes were so bad. This game, their lanes feel much better. Just more stable overall, as maybe is going to go down. And Limp gets the last hit. So how does the slow work again against the status resistance? It's not that... Is it that the duration of the slow isn't lessened, it's that the percentage of the slow?
That is the way that it works for Arctic Burn and for, what was the other one that they were talking about? Spirit Siphon. The Gale is the one where I'm not exactly sure about it. There's a couple that acted weird. The Doom is the one where they decrease the duration and increase the DPS.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I have no idea. I got a collection
it's
of...
It's not very like stable across the board. Like it doesn't really make sense across the board, but yeah, it's fine.
Nonetheless, it's going to be a dive here again onto Limp in the mid lane, and they are going to try and bring in Moo to fight this one. Able to dodge away for the moment. Limp is living through that one, and off to the side, maybe ends up getting eaten by the treants. Chalice comes in. They want to try and get this kill. Another pump fake of the crush. Kyle runs through the fire and tries to get away. Is going to just barely live through it, actually. He's able to outplay that one. X-Nova is going to go down. FY comes back in for the finish. So they do end up losing 4 heroes for LGD. at 6 minutes in.
Ooh, now it's looking like a stomp the other way is CompLexity. They don't seem rattled at all.
He doesn't want
no mana.
Would have been a nice go for him.
Chalice has the Shrine to go to as well, but yeah, now it's looking like the other way is CompLexity up 2k as their 13 pennant holders rejoice. A relic from the old TI2 days.
Absolutely. There's a few more going the other direction on LGD.
Just a few.
So 7-2. It's 2,000 net worth lead like you were talking about. It feels like the draft is working a lot more into their favor. For LGD, do they need to start trying to switch things up a little bit? It felt like they were just kind of diving for those kills.
I don't know where they're supposed to switch things up is the issue. Because CompLexity can just keep matching them in lanes. And normally, like, the mainstay for LGD is Ame. But Ame's level 4 right now with not that much farm. And if you look on the flip side of things, Chessie, as a result of this aggressive tri-lane and the Witch Doctor, which is a very dominant laning hero, has risen to the top. And this Puck, who tried to go for the juke, Chalice.
That's not how that's supposed to go. Chalice is just going to get killed off here.
They are
What is happening?
Now.
Top lane also. They're going to go in onto Moo, and they don't
not even
find the kill. He's going to walk away from them. FY maybe going to be able to finish it off, but he's probably going to pay with his life as well. The tower shots come through. Z-Freak showing up to this one. He's going to get the Maledict there. FY does get the kill onto Kyle. Z-Freak trying to punish. It's not looking like it might be enough. They have stick charges in bottle. Maybe he's a liver, I think.
Yeah. The cool thing, of course, of the Maledict, it does deal so much damage so quickly against the Tiny, which is why it's quite nice. And Chessie continues to farm up as Ame. Gotta be careful here. Could always get Nature's Prophet TP'd on, but a good rebuttal from LGD as they do lose FY, but getting the 2 kills is quite nice for them.
So 9-4, 1,000 net worth lead. FY is scouting out all of these heroes and maybe going to try and go again. A nice pushback there. Maybe he was thinking about it, but now FY's in some trouble. He's going to get stunned, continue to be right-clicked as the Treants are chasing.
And Kyle's up here too. STARLADDER, of course, very nice against the Tiny. The armor, Tiny does not feature prominently in. And at bottom lane, it looks like the Lifesteal are going to go for Battle Fury build.
Top lane, they're thinking about diving, bringing in absolutely everybody, but Xnova's going to TP in, and CompLexity force rotations back up afterwards.
They're sitting under a ward right now. It's hard for Kyle to make any sort of plays here, but he is almost level 6 already, and the smoke gonna pop as Moo gonna take this mid tower. We've talked about, I don't know how many casts now, this mid tower matters so much. If you get this early on, you control a large portion of the map, and Moo gonna get the last hit. CompLexity now move their lead to 3k, and FY is low.
Also, on the other side, they're deciding to turn there as they pop the ulti from the Spen. The wraparound still going on in the jungle as they've been able to find the Bat Rider and do take him down. FY dead, back bottom. Neutraled. Oh. Well, he's still dead, but it's not the way the CompLexity wanted it to happen.
The wolf. It betrayed them.
9-4. CompLexity's still hanging on to it.
They don't have the heroes to deal with these wards, though. Like, nobody on LGD wants to click down these plague wards, and as a result, nobody's sitting mid right now. Like, I don't think LGD are quite happy about this situation, which is allowing the other lanes to create some space. Now they bring a bunch of heroes, but as a result of their rotation mid with 2 heroes, they're going to lose this bottom safe lane tower.
So you said that CompLexity, when they get to play their type of game, they do it very well, and this to me feels a lot more like a CompLexity draft.
Yeah, but it's more varied because normally CompLexity, their moves are super forced, and it becomes very obvious what they're going to do. Like their mid rotations, when they take the enemy safe lane tower into going immediately to mid, I think has been figured out at this point, and LGD are so prepared for it. This time around, things feel a lot more flexible, and it comes down to the fact that they've had a much more successful laning phase. Like, nothing was very forced in this time. They had a very good matchup mid, they had a very good matchup at bottom, and they had a very good matchup top.
Yeah. And Ame trying to steal these out. It's going to be a nice little steal away there as Ame starting to take some extra damage. And they run him down. Witch Doctor moving in, just a little bit too far away though it looks like. No rotation from the NP.
I think if he had it, that would have been a kill. Ame does not have a TP, of course, and at the same time, that is a large Ancient stack. That time FY misses, and I think CompLexity want to contest this. Ancient. I think you just drop wards and fight it. You have to assume that you're stronger here.
And they're moving in. I mean, it's really hard to take it over time with Limp, but it looks like LGD are just going to back out and kind of let it happen. So a tough go for them. I mean, can CompLexity really clear that stack, though?
Yeah. They got Venom wards, dude.
All right.
It won't be easy, and it'll take friggin' forever, but...
this is where Limp lives now, is CompLexity are pushing out the bottom. By the way, this is the, I think, Lifestealer inside of that catapult.
Yeah, he's controlling that thing.
While they're pushing it in.
He wants to... They got the double. He stole the enemy catapult. It's ingenious.
The new meta. Ancients are so yesterday.
And Mu is popping the ult. That is... I don't know if he's dealing with more damage than that thing. I can't do... whatever, I don't know. I can't do the math right now.
NA Dota in one picture right there.
It's like... whatever, man. Go for it. Live your dreams.
I like it.
You know, some kid out there wants to be... They sexually identify as the cart in Dota 2, and I mean, Limp's... Chessie's living out your dreams. And they stole the entire Ancient stack, and now they know about it.
Chalice a little bit upset about the situation.
They lost the tier 2 as well at bottom. That gold lead is now 4K. Everything coming up. CompLexity.
Kyle?
FY invised up. Does Kyle know about this, though?
I mean, he's playing safe, although they're going to walk forward, and if he goes for one more last hit, it's going to be pretty rough. Limp also shows his face. Looks for the Gale, not going to find it. And the back way from Chalice. It just doesn't feel like LGD has done anything. They've just been hitting creeps.
They can't make moves. It's not easy for them, as they are going to drop everything.
Oh, man. Mu is going to get the TP out of there.
They triple ulted him. They wanted to make absolute sure that he went down, and down he went. Do they get the D ward here? That'd be very nice for them.
Had one dropped.
Kyle's pinging it.
Maybe they're waiting for him to come over with a sentry ward in a little bit there. Taking a look at the items, we can see that for the Lifestealer actually had a Perseverance queued up there.
Yeah, he's getting Battle Fury.
All right. What do you think of that?
I think it's nice. It speeds up your farm, allows you to scale. Damage is nice for Lifestealer.
PP top? Maybe a bit of...
Did they deward that now? I believe so.
I think they did.
Very nice.
Well done. Well, gone to the side.
Almost all the vision gone. Kyle, are you dead again?
He's soaking up those ultimates.
Kyle. Team has the lead.
Another ping. That one was by the Sven over to the side, so it was not an indication of another D ward coming in. Over there, though, Z-Creep runs into maybe a quick jump and a quick kill.
Baby is going off now.
This is where the Tiny really shines. CompLexity are going to take the tier 1 tower top. All tier 1's dead for LGD right now, is maybe thinking about making something happen as...
he's going on the Venom right now. Limp gets tossed back. Where's the follow-up here? The puck is very close by. Coil's going to get dropped as well. Force stabs himself out, but...
Well, the chase is there. You're going to be able to find the silence. That's a kill. FY might end up losing his life to this as well. The toss to his ally, it's not going to keep him alive, though, as Chalice also getting ran down here, and the right click soon to come. He throws out the orb. He's been looking for the jukes all day long and finally goes for it. But the ward's still chasing, and Chessie looking like he is going to finally give up there as another catch. Kyle, it's used to this already, and he ends up dying yet again. Last 3 minutes, he's been more dead than alive. I think CompLexity are finally going to back out as... Yeah. Oh, maybe? What? Oh, mana. Mana.
Did not tread switch fast enough. And at the same time... I don't know. This is... Kyle needs to be more careful. Like, CompLexity are slowly blowing their lead. LGD are doing a very good job at coming back into this.
It does definitely feel like it's just been that slow dwindling of a lead because of team fights and you know, getting picked off. And it's not even actually like they have great vision over in that area either.
They had no vision. They're playing... LGD are playing blind. CompLexity have done a very good job of denying a lot of the vision. They dewarded 2 wards. That usually leads to like a significant advantage. because the enemy team can't play around that. But CompLexity are playing very split up, and as a result, the Tiny's just going to work on them, and Ame using all of this time to continue to farm.
Wants to get up to that ridiculously farm status. He is also going to be going for the Battle Fury. Obviously makes sense against the Nature's Prophet.
That's wild. But Ame, I thought that was like a one-off, but you're doing it again.
I mean, it does make more sense against the NP at least, right?
For sure.
Kyle finds himself that.
They got the damage to
Rider. Oh, yes, they do.
Definitely do.
Nice play there as well. Moose showing up, but nothing really to do.
Z-Freak gonna go for the straight up Spirit Vessel. Really nice item against the Tiny too. Jesse, Ops of Rage. Gonna go back for the Armlet.
Interesting. Phase Boots, Battle Fury Armlet, the classic, and well, top lane, Limp just gonna try and hold on to this tower. So, you know, you've been saying that it feels like they've been kind of throwing that lead away a little bit. What does the sort of perfect game look like from CompLexity at this point forward? What do they need to do?
They need to stick as 3. Don't let the Tiny just isolate one hero and get a pick off like he has. Continue to push out the waves. It's a little bit more difficult now that everyone's got a lot more farm. It's LGD smoked up. This Bat Rider now is Blink 2 and already has the 4-staff recipe.
They're looking for this one. It's an Echo Saber on Tiny. He's not there with the rest of his team yet. They're thinking about jumping here. They don't see Kyle. And now the turnaround, possibly Silence. It's already out. That's going to be a Fiend's Grip use as well. X-Nova catch the turnaround. This is real bad for them. They're forced to back away.
Kyle very smartly saves the stun there. Chessie is not the target that you want to necessarily go on though. That is a very tanky lifestealer. As up the top, misses on the Gale though.
Oh man, Ame walks away from that. Won't be able to get any kill.
If he hits the Gale, I think he's dead, almost certainly. Yeah. And the reason he goes for that is because he sees that he has no TP. So he thinks it's a free kill, and it should have been. You notice Ame, he is really low. He's going to end at something like... Okay, so he ends up about 450, Gale hits, pulls like... He gets like 4, yeah, he gets like 4 or 5 extra right clicks. Almost certainly a kill, but Kyle is going to do the first Infest Bomb of the game.
No Blink Dagger. Yeah, so this is going to be Puck is already used the orb, and they know where he's at, so chase forward.
And he's got to know that Lifestealer's in him now.
Yeah, this is a scary point. Moo's just going to sit there and spot him out. The orb, decide to go to it and blink away. He's fine.
And that reveals it. They're pinging out like crazy as now they're going to group up. This is what we wanted, for them to group up a little bit more. This should be a free tower. Tiny, though, has the most net worth in the game, has eclipsed everybody else. Not exactly what you want if you're CompLexity, and it looks like they're thinking about going for the high ground with all that they've got, but I imagine Roshan's a much more free target.
This is a scary push right here. Silence onto 2. Chalice trying to clear through the creep wave, and as you said, they are at least going to back out.
Yeah, they've got STARLADDER plus Treants. They can Roshan very easily.
This ward has vision over all of Chessie. The question is, do they want to try and take this fight? If Bat Rider was there, it would have been the moment. The Rage comes out now as well. The Avatar, they've caught him. Chessie dropping low, is going to drop. They get that kill. Now they're able to hold on to another one. They find the kill on Kyle and Smoking. They want to try and find more. Z-Freak TPs away. Oh, he's going to get it. God, that was so close.
And CompLexity, and they still have the gold lead largely on the back of their towers, but that will fade at any second as now the Sven has caught up. And the decision to stay in that area without a whole lot of vision makes it quite difficult for them to fight. Chessie also popped the Rage originally just to farm those creeps. Now Ame trying to get revenge for the Ancients he lost early on. And now LGD, if we take a look at the graph, I'd imagine this is their first lead in quite some time, but it does exist as now it is a straight pitfall down.
Yeah. Well, and it's weird too because LGD, they gave them a couple of opportunities to get back into this. You talk about that no TP on the Sven up top where they were almost able to get it with the Gale, you know, able to take some towers early on the movement that they were making, but fallen here over the past couple minutes.
There's so many things that could have changed this game for them, and I think if they do end up losing, it's going to be very disappointing for them. Like you said, that kill should have been guaranteed on the Sven. There's a few other moments like that.
Well, Moo has run into FY in the jungle here. Gonna summon some treants and give him a couple little hits. The Wrath of Nature comes out. He's gonna clear through those creeps now, and well, meanwhile, maybe able to find another kill onto Kyle. It's been a tough game for him on this STARLADDER.
Yeah, they are hunting him. Even falling below the net worth of the Bane right now. Now it is a 2k gold lead in favor of LGD. If they have completely turned things around.
There's a lot of items being brought out on the courier right now.
Yeah, everything's just getting filtered in.
While Z-Freak, they get the Spear Vessel.
Another one.
Oh man, and maybe looking for maybe even more as they continue this chase, and Nature's Prophet just gonna have to go for the Sprout, but he's slowed down. The Echo Sabers there, they get another kill. LGD, after a bit of a rough start, are looking quite strong now.
That is quite a few unanswered kills at this point for CompLexity. As now the gold lead, 3k for LGD, and I think Cole really should have gone for that Roshan when they had the opportunity. Staying in the jungle, it's really come back to hurt them, as now they're just playing aggressively everywhere on the map. They fear nothing at this point.
Oh no, they catch him out, and Chessie's gonna drop. They get the Gale, but what's it really gonna do at this point? Limp is just trying to run away. More and more kills. Kyle dies yet again. LGD picking up where they left off in game number 1.
Yeah, and it happens in a hurry. 5k gold lead just like that.
You were saying, as soon as those kills started to happen, it's going to keep on dropping down, and that's what it's felt like. I mean, how do you stem the bleeding? How do you stop this? It just keep on dying all over the map.
Maybe he is playing this like it's a solo queue game. He's going around wherever he feels like, getting kills left and right, picking off weak heroes. They are just not prepared for this level of aggression, and I think there's a little bit of tilt at play.
I mean, we got to look back at the actual item timings, because it felt like when that Echo Saber came out and he had solo kill potential, it just all fell apart from there.
As FY gets spotted out, kind of dragged the creep wave away. Is successful in that, but the tower will be defended as they do not want to go into the Venomancer.
Just look at maybe where he's positioned right now. They have a ward right outside of the base, and he is waiting for anybody to leave. Let's spot out that Chessie's there, but it's a hard kill to go for that one.
I think he...
Witch Doctor and Vision?
He sees Z-Freak. And you see him just beeline up.
It's like, alright, let's go say hi. Big man with a big tree.
Invis is about to run out though.
Yeah. Careful, they could end up running into some issues. There is a sentry ward down here, so it feels like they know that there's the potential at least. Z-Freak just staying nearby that one. He walks forward within sentry range now. Z-Freak spots it. Gonna scare the bejesus out of him and then walk away. That is the scariest thing. You're playing against Tiny.
Tiny's just the boogeyman in this game.
Well, 8,000 net worth lead into the favor of LGD. The game is just completely turned on its head. So if you're CompLexity now, you were talking about the potential for a Roche. Is smoke play viable at this point?
I'm not sure about that. And we're also starting to kind of see the limitations of STARLADDER as a support sometimes. Is you don't have a guaranteed stun. You have to get so close, Lyrical, to get that stun off. Which is why a lot of people prefer Sand King, right? Because Sand King has got the range, he can close the distance, whereas STARLADDER is so blink dependent. But now that he has it, they could maybe look for some opportunities. They didn't have the catch before. With the Blink Dagger, they do now. But the first reveal of it has to be successful.
I think they just saw him TP into lane. It might not have with that one, but they did pick up a smoke on the Witch Doctor. Chalice is there. He's going to check Roshan. Nothing doing.
Yeah, he wants to smoke.
Don't know if that one was within range of that ward, but meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's looking like a battle could break out here. They have Ame in the middle of a creep wave, but now the Batrider pulls him back in. Maybe a counter initiation. It would be a big stun. On to 3. It's not good enough. The BKB reveal. Jetsi going to be controlled. Jetsi going to be killed. A triple for Ame. He is mad as hell and taking all their lives.
Ame is swinging CompLexity's hopes away right now. 9,000 gold. As the core play from LGD has been absolutely stellar. Maybe it's just been such a force on the map that nobody feels comfortable walking anywhere at this point. That's what sets up. And CompLexity, 1 or 2 kills, that's okay, but 10 in a row I want to guesstimate. That's where things begin to get rough. And Chessie has bought back, trying to hold the base right now. But LGD, they are so casual about this right now.
Yeah. Cool as a cucumber. And a 12,000 net worth lead after that buyback, as you were saying. It's just, oh my god.
It has not stopped.
Look at that, all those kills. It's just all going their way. Whoosh. 13 to 23. And, well, they did kill off that Batrider, as we can see there. It's been a tough one. So, as far as ways that LGD can try and... they're going to go in for this, Roche. This feels like desperation. Yeah, it's pretty much all in.
They're going to go in for it, but LGD should sniff this out. They're not even really setting up for it. This is as desperate as it gets.
Well, maybe forcing a fight, doing whatever they can. They've got the corrosive haze onto the Sven, and they're ready to jump at a moment's notice. Batrider, he's still off on the other side, but Chessie, he's not feeling completely confident in continuing to hit Roche yet.
I think CompLexity feel as though there's actually no move for them to make.
Yeah, maybe it's just going to go for their high ground. They can't leave.
This is so smart. They're just saying, well, go take Roche. Nobody's defending your base right now. There's no Venom wards up.
Yeah.
Nothing that would normally deter us from going high ground is here, and their base is falling back.
Oh god, CompLexity are going to have to try to siege their own high ground. What is happening?
The reverse base. It's no longer yours.
They're going in, they're trying to make it happen, but there's going to be the Fiend's Grip. They've caught themselves one, and, well, Kyle, he tries to get the silence. They are going to be able to find a kill on the Bane. It's the first in a while, but what does it really matter? The turnaround there as Benno is going to be brought down. Ame, as well as Maybe, have just been able to do magic this game. They do get a kill there onto the puck, and maybe a turnaround. They actually have enough minus armor that they've managed to take down the Sven. Also, Tiny's going down. Maybe a possibility for a chance.
Run to Roche right now. This is your only play. You need to heal, and immediately everyone needs to go to Roshan right now.
Oh my goodness, look at that net worth swing. 6,600 gold.
Crazy.
A hope and a dream, living on a prayer.
Let's go. Cole, you need a Roche.
Now they're pushing out these other waves at the same time. Can they magic something here? Can they do something? Anything?
They can Roche.
They got the Orchid done on the Nature's Prophet. It's a DD bottom. I mean, in this type of a situation, you win a big fight like that. Was it LG overextending? What was the...
Oh, they were definitely overextending. Okay. They took racks. They're just like, we don't care.
Is there anything else that you can do at this stage with CompLexity? Like try and mount an aggressive play for this tier 2 tower mid?
Yeah, they're going to just try to get pickoffs right now. Play very YOLO because of the deficit.
I thought I heard a few cheers out there in the crowd for when CompLexity started to make that happen.
Nah, I think they were cheering that LGD just took 2 racks. I don't want to make you feel bad, Gabe, but I know you want parity.
You don't think it's happening?
I think it's hilarious when the concept of like hometown crowds exist.
Definitely.
So why can't there be in Dota? They're not being disrespectful. They just want their own team to win.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Ame, going back for his patented Sven build, does have the Shadow Blade completed now and on his person.
Oh, there are rumblings right now. Crowd can sense that this might be the big...
Oh, Sven up top. There's a smoke that's coming in mid, but they're going to jump onto him in the top lane. Trying to get him. He's able to juke away. They still do get it. BKB, the turnaround. It's happening. Chessie in some trouble. Dreamcoil on it too. Fiend's Grip. They're pulling him apart. They are going to be able to bring him down, and that's going to be a dead Sven. No buyback. Maybe they're not going to be able to kill that guy off. It's a DD Tiny. He is a monster. Well, maybe they can. Chessie, he's turning this back around. Maybe he's starting to bring him low. Are they going to kill him off? Maybe he's going to fall. No buyback on either of these heroes. What? Chalice is starting to die as well. CompLexity, are they actually doing this?
Chalice missed. Okay.
Chalice.
They're gonna time. Oh, it's a timing mistake.
They're taking it down. All right, they need to push out all the creep waves right now.
CompLexity have this like, they got this like 40-second window where they can actually come back.
All right, CompLexity, hopes and dreams of North America on your shoulders. Time to push this out.
Oh my word. There's no buybacks on any of these cores. The 2 people that have buyback are alive. And CompLexity, when they walk uphill and nobody buys back, they're going to be really confused.
Oh my god, tier 3 towers!
They could actually take everything right now. They could at least take a set and a half if everyone were to be here.
Oh my god, they're all moving in right now. They buy a Meteor Hammer on Batrider. They just want to stop this. Stop the madness. As the tower is going to fall. There is no buyback, as you said.
They need everyone there. CompLexity, they need this Nature's Prophet to hit this 2. They might not have enough time now.
A little bit off the mark. The Sven's going to TP in. They take down the barracks. They're going to back out now.
What in the world is watching? LGD thought they were so far. They're just like, whatever, man. These guys are going to leave our game at any moment. But Ame gets way too cocky, is in no man's land, and they just run in 1-by-1 against an Aegis Chessie.
8,000 gold lead, and that is it.
I mean, that's a lot, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it still is, definitely.
But now they've got items. That thing is slowly, it's struggling, but it's slowly ticking up.
Yeah.
That thing wants to go up.
Venomancer has an Aghanim Scepter. My word.
All right, don't get split up now, Cole.
Wait a minute, Ame there. He turns back around. They've got him caught for the moment, and they're trying to take it down. Jesse, are they going to be able to get the kill? They are going to be able to bring him down. Z-Freak with the ultimate from the low ground. He's dropping. CompLexity lose 2, and unfortunately, their buybacks aren't up either.
What a wild way to lose. Hitting neutral. That is so unfortunate.
Well, it is 32 minutes in, 21-29, and looking like LGD want to finish this game off here.
Now it's the other way.
Moo has a nullifier.
Yeah, Lifestealer doesn't have buyback for another minute. Moo uses buyback in that mad dash attempt too.
Yeah.
And I think LGD are well aware of this. They've got buyback on their 2 cores. I think they should commit for this.
This has always been one of the sort of question marks for LGD, is finishing off games. Finishing off 1 games. I mean, going back to last year, obviously a different roster since then, but same problem.
Right, now they're being safe and smart.
Okay.
Before nobody having buyback was a little bit crazy, Gabe. I think they thought the game was all but over. As the Meteor Hammer top.
They got him caught. FY Dream Coil there as well. They're able to keep FY.
Someone's got a nullifier on CompLexity. Is that the Nature's Prophet?
Nature's Prophet. Nullifier and Orchid.
He's got the Son of Doom build, as Owen calls it.
Nature's Wrath. Trying to push out ways. Might have been trying to get the kill on the FY, but FY is back home.
FY's build is really cool.
Talk to me about it. What do you like?
I like everything about it, man. The Meteor Hammer, the E-Blade. It's all. I'm a big fan of all of it.
Limp still kind of a monster as far as the amount of damage that he can deal with that Ags.
Yeah, and CompLexity are not even in the worst position I've seen a team be in. Like,
yeah.
They're actually only down technically 1 Rax. Because they've taken a side of their own, and they're only down 1 range Rax if you compare it.
Yeah.
That's absurd to me that even happened. That they're even in a position where they've taken Rax.
I mean, that's one of those things. Does it change your outlook on LGD at all, the way that they're playing?
I think they just got really cocky.
Yeah.
It's nice, you know, when you want a kid to, like, get burned by the oven, but you don't want him to, like, get hit hard, right? You just want him to touch the stove.
Okay.
It's like, this is them touching the stove, and they're like, ow, that hurt.
All right.
Let's never do that again.
Okay.
Nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
Temporary pain.
Yeah. You've had a lot of, like, fatherly little insights today.
Yeah.
Oh, Courier goes down. Nice little play there.
Step 1.
Nature's Prophet. Nothing on it. That's fine.
They're being pinged up. They know there's no Veno. Please don't get into another position where LGD have the high ground again.
Going to be a Blink Dagger for the Veno, so he can get in there.
They're being super careful now, though, LGD. They are aware that they can lose these fights.
Venomancer goes for that +6 seconds Poison Nova duration.
Over what?
I'm not sure for the Venomancer, the other talent. The one that I feel like I see more often.
I've never seen Veno played.
Yeah, the Gale Hero Impact summons 2 wards.
Ah. But 6-second poison duration with Ags is a long time.
Yeah, it's a lot of
outlast
damage.
the BKB by quite some time.
entire team of LGD a little bit split up here. You've got 3 by the ward that they have up on the high ground. Still is just a problem of these cores being so enormous for LGD.
The insane thing is I can still kind of see a way LGD lose this game because they've got 2 melee cores and it's scary playing them against Veno.
Yeah.
Of course, they still have a massive advantage.
Kyle in the trees. They find Chalice. They're going to blow him up. He's gone. FY. Are they going to try and take this fight? They do pull back in Chessie, but Limp, he has that Blink Dagger. They're able to get the open wounds before he got the lasso. Maybe a chance for a chase. They're going for a chance for a kill. Want to go for this one. They do have vision over this area, though. LGD and Ame just going to beeline it off to the side. Move.
They know he's there, though.
Yeah.
He's going to get hit by the range creep, so that's going to alert him at the same time that he needs to get out. And LGD, it's 12k now, and Roshan, they're going to peer into it. It's not quite up yet. That would be huge for them, as Kyle now just dropping sentries. He's got a gem. Feels very comfortable making this movement. They're trying to make something happen right now, getting a ward down, very deeply placed. In that top region, too, because he knows that's the last racks that they have to play around. They're thinking about it right now.
And seeing if he can find anybody, because we've seen just how strong that Lifestealer can be if it catches just about anybody out.
Chessie has been dropped off at his destination. Kyle holding the high ground. They're going to get a shrine. 13k is still the gold lead, but CompLexity still holding on.
You can see a path at this point, right? It's the way that they can still win this game.
Yeah, that's... If LGD lose this game, that would be something else.
I mean, that's on LGD, right?
It is 1000% on LGD if they lose this game.
Buybacks, again, are there for the Tiny and the Sven this time around. They don't want to push anything too far to the limit. But now, maybe, farming up some Ancients.
Both teams are falling around the Roshan area.
Yeah.
They know that this is the next major objective, and LGD are being so careful about this. Both sides are, as they both know that this is the big objective right now.
Yeah.
They know that CompLexity can win with fights with Jaeger.
Let's see now as Roche is going to start to fall. They don't have vision of this right now by CompLexity, though. They're going to instead head back and I believe smoke up as they go towards this direction.
Yeah, they need to start hurrying up. Half HP.
They're trying to go for this one. As you see the wraparound coming from Cole, they do have a chance to jump it if they want. Jump on the 2, they got him. Chessie's there. It's going to be the Drupal Axe, though, already out. The Poison Nova, it's on to absolutely everybody, starting to bring them low. Ame, he ends up getting the cheats. Chessie was able to snatch the Aegis, though. They come back alive, and again, they've got that corrosive haze. The amp damage is right there onto him. They're going to be able to take down the Sven, I do believe. That's a buyback from the Tiny. He needs to get back into the fight, but they've already lost the Sven.
Everyone's getting kited right now. X-Nova's going to go down shortly here, too. One more hit should do the job.
Oh, they've got more than enough. He's out of there.
100% dead, and maybe has committed the buyback now, too. CompLexity, they see the path to victory.
Oh my god, how has this happened?
It's all the melee cores. They get kited. Oh. The Veno ult is doing way too much, and Chessie with the game-saving Aegis steal. Kyle, they want to go on one of the targets that bought back here. If they could do that...
Oh, maybe. He's going to find maybe in the bottom. They're going to be able to get him. They've got the corrosive haze. They're trying to take him. There's going to be the buyback from the Sven, though. Now they back up. It's still the tier 3 tower to stand, and CompLexity do not want to overextend.
Now both the cores from LGD have bought back. This is your way back into the game. This 13k gold lead is now 6,000. This is tremendous. It's just the game updates. You see that upswing.
Oh, lordy.
I love when people pay for their hubris, because LGD thought they had this game 1000% wrapped up, and now they're in a position where they could conceivably lose. They're understanding now the limitations of their course. They get kited.
Yeah, and that Poison Nova that just hit onto everybody with that Venomancer, all the wards that are around there. Such a huge problem.
The BKBs are too short now for LGD to take these fights.
Again, if you can...
What's it on the Sven?
I think it is down to, 5 seconds.
5 seconds, what's Tiny's?
No BKB.
No BKB, now he's getting one.
All right. Well, that's something at least, that it's going to be a 10-second one when he eventually gets it, but he needs that farm, and honestly, the way CompLexity are playing, it's not guaranteed that he's going to get to it.
His decision not to go for a BKB, spends 5-second BKB, everything is kind of absurd right now.
Kyle again moving forward after all the deaths early. He's making up for it now.
He's turned things around. This is the big thing, is that he's found the initiation time and time again into the Roche pit. But don't discount what Chessie's done. Him stealing the Aegis completely saves the game right there.
Well, obviously no Aegis on any of these heroes now. Limp just going to keep on throwing out those wards, and LGD struggling to find an answer for this now. Like, it feels as if they have to like blow somebody up right at the start, and it just hasn't happened.
Yeah, they keep trying to go on the Lifestealer, but that Aegis saves his life. Now he's got an AC. I was convinced Tiny had BKB though. We don't have our own PC, so I can't click that. But that is greedy in itself as Limp blinks out. They find the initiation again.
They get him again. He's gone. He does have buyback, but this is a scary moment because the rest of them are trying to get out of there. They can still go for the chase. They pull back in. Chessie, I'm not sure if this is who you want to go on. He's muted. He's silenced. He's everything. Oh, he's gone. They take him down. Ollie's out of there. They're going to be able to find another Z-Freak with the double kill. The stun onto X-Nova. Is it there? They got it. They get the kill, and that is LGD losing him.
There's no Sven buyback. He is dead for 105 seconds. CompLexity have lost 0 heroes.
They have the lead.
Their cores have buyback in 400 gold. Lifestealer will also have buyback. Chalice understands the situation. He immediately buys back. And LGD, the crowd is straight up in disbelief.
They have just sucked the soul right out of this building.
This is...
I can't believe it. The move down mid, CompLexity, they know the buybacks aren't there. They're going straight for it.
I'm turned around right now waiting. The Kyle cam is CompLexity just hitting tier 4s.
Oh my goodness, LGD, they glyph. That's not going to save you, buddies. The towers are falling. LGD have played
move from the high.
DOTA.
Is he going to find anybody?
Looking for it.
He's got the...
barely able to get it. But the lift up now, the Eul Scepter, it's there. Chalice in trouble. He does get a silence on several. They blow up one. That's the buyback from the STARLADDER. But the eyes are on the prize of the tier 4 tower to be claimed by CompLexity as the Ancient's potentially going to fall. They buy back on the Batrider. They do have one buyback. They can control, but the Gale, he can't blink onto him. It doesn't matter. He's going to end up getting lassoed, but there's still the right clicks coming in from the Dangerous Prophet, and it's going to go down. Cody have won the game.
LGD finished with the gold lead. That's how far behind they were. And they're hugging their tears, smiles all around. There's so much relief.
Oh God. And when you lose
LGD's turn to pick.
With the Undying, slap down a tombstone, you have the zombies everywhere, that's giving you the vision for the flat cannon hits to contact.
You don't even necessarily need the zombies. The tombstone alone gives 1800
Yeah, you're right. At nighttime as well, you can have used the night.
Hit all the times throughout that tomb. That is a cool little combo that does come out.
They'll have the Bane again on the side of LGD. Xnova played it very well previous game.
Yeah. Okay. LGD maybe not wanted to have such. I mean, like you know, we were saying like the Batrider support, but they got forced to kind of do that one. I don't think they want to have to do that kind of greed again.
But they want to be. They want a stronger position for FY. I mean, as I said, he didn't play the bat badly, but it was a hard game to play the bat.
Definitely.
Especially in that support position.
I like this Nature's Prophet ban. Like I said, I think Moo's two best heroes. Yeah, since he doesn't play the Timber Saw much anymore, is that Beastmaster and Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, he had a solid performance, a really nice itemization again. We saw the Nullifier that picks up, do so much against LGD in the late game. Yeah. CompLexity, I think, ban a couple of maybes heroes, probably just take out the SF again. Yeah. Standard stuff really for the second round.
Well, that being said, it was maybe on the Tiny previous game, so does that mean that CompLexity are expecting a change up here for LGD?
They could. I mean, we know that the Tiny...
We don't really know exactly what it can
go. It can go any of the core, I mean, the support roles as well.
It can't go all three roles, but Chalice normally plays more of those, like Underlords, Tide Hunters, even, I guess, Puck in that
tanky playmakers.
Yeah, usually more tanky. The Puck, I feel like, was a new one for him.
Yeah, but again, it wasn't his strongest hero.
Yeah. So for Cole now, after the Gyro Undying, what else are we going to see? For that sort of hero to be able to move around with the Undying.
Something that they can collapse with, like with that Nature's Prophet.
Rubik.
I mean, Rubik is the Z-Freak one that sort of screams out. Great with the Gyro.
I'm cool with Rubik.
I mean, you can never go wrong with Rubik, right? That's the point. But I'm interested to see them taking into the bonus time so hard, because I would imagine that they were so confident in picking that Gyrocopter Undying that I felt like they were going to have this solid plan that they were going to fall back on.
Maybe they go back for the Moose Sanking.
Yeah, any sort of addition to team fight would be a great way to approach. Maybe, I don't know if they might want to try and go AA with the Undying. And you're bang on Sand King.
Sand King has been one of the least successful heroes here, unless you're newbie.
Really? And they snap pick the Rubik, so I believe we're gonna have an FY Rubik.
Oh, it's been way too long.
Yeah, and it works. It combos really nicely with Tiny with that offensive null field. It actually makes the burst potential way higher. And of course, it's versus the Sand King and Undying. You have some nice spells you can steal.
Yep.
Now Cole, what's the Z-Freak hero?
So you think it's like absolutely going to be Moo on the Sand King? I think that's the support combo, SK Undying.
Absolute, but I would imagine so. Sand King Undying, not the nicest duo of supports. Maybe he could just go for the Disruptor for CompLexity here. They already have the vision you get from Undying. Some nice catch.
Disruptor would certainly fit in that sense. And I wonder if LGD, though, if CompLexity is going to be worried at all of LGD sort of setting up for an Omni pick for their offlane with that.
Whoa! Okay. Alright. So, talk to me.
Whoa, no one's picking that hero but Liquid.
Yep, Moo off lane. You got your tri-lane with the IO Undying and the Gyrocopter.
They have no disable between their two supports. They have to rely... This is literally relying completely on Moo on the Sand King to make catches happen.
On the bright side, PL hasn't won a single game just yet.
But there's no disable.
But
there's only
no
the Sand King to lock this guy down so far.
And you've got this core hero now that can get on top of the Tombstone, take that out at the start of the fights.
Yeah, he kills it so fast.
All right. You're gonna have to tell me about some sparkles of hope there for CompLexity, because they surely have a plan with this. They must be thinking some good things.
The Gyro, it works both ways against the PL. You know, the Gyro can still deal with the illusions if he's got the flat cannon up, and as long as he's not too far behind, he's got great OE. The team fight, definitely the biggest problem at the moment is the fact that you're relying on that Burrow Strike, which is, say, not on your support hero, it's only on your offlaner for that real hard initiation.
You can run him down.
You can, absolutely. I mean, Undying and IO, perfect heroes to dive towers and run at them, as you say, with the Gyro, moving him in with the early rotations. But at the same time, LGD, they have got good control. You start diving a tower, you're going to run into an Avalanche, Telekinesis Nightmare. They have a lot of control in the lanes.
I mean, when you're Cole, this is your last game potentially at the tournament, right? You got nothing to lose.
Well, you got everything to lose.
Well, I mean, you can throw them off completely, right?
Sure. This might be their poker strat that they have in mind, you know?
Are we going to see is what the level 25 IO where you attack with every flat cannon hit? Is that what we're playing for on call? That sounds like such a complexity thing. Let's go for the 17-minute game.
Get that Aghanim's tether bonus.
The Aghanim's tether bonus. Just do it.
Even though we never see anyone take it, they always take the spirit
damage. This is the game for the Aghanim's tether bonus, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but...
I don't think we've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen any game that I cast.
I don't think I've seen
no one ever
game
takes
with it. Never. I've seen always the spirit damage, the spirit AoE.
But if there was a team to take it, it would be CompLexity.
It would be Z-Freak.
It would be
So CompLexity has this lineup that has the potential, correct me if I'm wrong, has the potential to completely steamroll LGD and end the game in like 25 minutes, right?
That's what they're going for.
That's what
they want to crush lanes. They want to be zooming across the map. I mean, you have an Undying on your lineup. You don't really want to take it too late to the game. Sure, you have like that double heal combo with Soul Rip plus IO, which can transition a bit, but
there's not an insane amount of base defense from LGD yet.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have a...
LGD's really getting into their bonus time, too. Look at this.
Yeah.
They are. They're thinking about this.
I mean, that's what happens when you see, like, IO. You're like, wait a minute.
What's their plan?
GH isn't on that team. What the hell's going on? But Z-Freak has played it many times.
Oh, you know what I would love to see LGD pick? Or maybe not, actually. Or maybe.
What is it, Owen?
There's 3 strength throws. Grab a Timber Saw.
No, they go for the Razor instead.
I'm not too sure about the Razor picker. I mean, sure, against the Undying, you have heroes that are going to be running at you. You are going to be able to get good static links off. But so far, I feel more confident with the picks that CompLexity have.
LGD does not have team fight on their team.
What are CompLexity going to finish off this absolute banger of a draft with?
What's the limp hero?
Is it some hero that they're just going to be creating space for? That he's going to be going out on his own?
Do they need like something like an Ursa? If you want to go all in?
No.
No?
You don't think they could just try and play the Tinker game? Go for that global play, you have IO bringing people around for a Tinkering as well, you're getting kills, it's that hero you're creating space for with the amount of fighting that the rest of the lineup's doing.
Not crazy about it, because they only have the Sanking to catch.
Will be Leshrac Lightning Pony, which actually was
yeah. We saw this earlier, didn't we? Well, it was LGD. It was Newbie.
It was Newbie. They had the Sanking Underlord Leshrac combo with Chain Pit. They hit combo and stun all the time,
and it just destroyed the PL, cleared out his all illusions.
So CompLexity is going to look to end early. What is LGD going to do? Is their game plan just to drag it out?
I mean, just make sure that they don't get run down too hard in the lanes, really. This CompLexity draft is just going to absolutely just zoom straight for you. With the Undying IO, they're going to be prepared to dive towers and enable this Lesh early on. If this Lesh gets a good time in Bloodstone, as we saw in the newbie series, and starts to rack up the charges, it's not going to be any time soon that the sort of BKBs coming out in the lineup of LGD, so it could do a lot.
I think LGD has good ways to deal with that gyro. I think the Lesh, if they can keep that Lesh down, this Lesh could become pretty squishy because there's a lot of burst. Tiny burst, Rubik burst, Bane, Razor. There's a lot of just single target and just damage that they could just blow him up with. So I'm a bit concerned for that Lesh.
Well, we're going to find out what's going to happen. Can CompLexity, for the second time in a row, make it to the playoffs? That's what they did in Season 3. Perhaps they can do it here in Season 4 as well. Winner will face Newbie in the semifinals. Who's it going to be? Let's find out with Lyrical and Blitz.
Thank you so much, Shiver Blitz. I'm so excited for this game. CompLexity just got their face pounded into the dirt in game number 1. They lost game number 2 until they won it. What are you thinking for this game number 3 draft?
They were literally losing the game as they were winning it. Yeah. They were still losing in gold.
And they ended up being able to come away with the W. And
I wasn't that big of a comeback. It was a very close game at all times.
With you. So Chessie here, Mr. Kyle, Z-Freak, they're all going to head up towards the top. And the panel was touching on it. This is a lineup that wants to get in your face early and just battle it out. Do they have strong lanes like last time?
Yeah, and the more important thing is they have stuns, which for some reason, like, CompLexity is allergic to lately. Like in the first game, they're like, let's draft no disables. The second game, they're like, let's draft some disables. And in the third game, they're like, let's draft a lot of disables. And I like that. I think it was Kyle that once said, it was like the weirdest logic I've ever heard, but it kind of worked out. He's like, everyone's a bad player in Dota when they get stunned.
I mean, that's a pretty good quote right there.
Is it?
You can't argue with that, right?
You can't, but
what?
Technically, he's not wrong, but
I mean, technically not wrong sounds like not wrong to me.
that sounds like the NA way.
Absolutely. You're not a bad team until you lose. It's the same type of logic. He's looking up X Nova right there, trying to see what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit odd because they only have the stuns out of their cores. All of the supports are lacking in disable.
But that's why if you pick Undying plus Wiz, you need cores that have a heavy amount of disable. Which is why Wiz Tiny is one of the best pairings in the game, right?
Yeah.
You have a hero that technically comes with 2.
Definitely. Well, and the other thing that I'm sort of looking at here, and the thing that I want to keep in mind throughout this cast, is it really is LGD that's, to me at least, coming in as the favorite team. Because I think that each and every game, they've completely outplayed CompLexity. And it only happened because they kind of threw the game away there at the end. So it definitely feels to me like it's going to be a tough one for Cole. What is it that LGD do well with this draft?
I think that the PL versus Gyro matchup is not as bad for the PL as people think. Like, of course, the idea is you flat cannon stuff, but once the PL gets hard and items of that nature, it doesn't become as bad. Same with the matchup against the Leshrac. And we already see the strength of Phantom Lancer in the tri-lane. But yeah, I think for LGD, they're still like, what? I heard Mineski came early.
Yeah.
Because they were just like, this is pretty done. Like a 5-minute drive to the arena, and they're just like, go new.
Yeah, they're ready to play their game. And it's going to be a little bit longer now. The one plus side of this, you mentioned the tri-lane. Undying does love to play in these tri-lanes.
Yes.
Kyle should be a bully.
He's like one of the few heroes that tempo matches Bane.
Also, it means that there's 2 one-on-one matchups in the other lanes. And as somebody that's quite familiar with them, do you feel like there's any inherited outdrafts as far as that goes?
I think the Lesh versus Razor one is kind of interesting because the Razor can usually just win most of the lanes, and Lesh is kind of in a similar spot. He's going for the Lightning build, which I like in this matchup, because he's not going to be able to get on top of the Razor most likely, so he needs to go for the CS war. He also has the added advantage of being able to shove in the wave repeatedly, which then allows him to go for gank opportunities. And meanwhile at bottom, what is it?
It's the Sand King versus Tiny.
I think Sand King probably wins. With Tiny, it's always confusing.
Right.
Because Tiny wins every matchup.
Yeah.
But Sand King typically beats melee heroes.
Yeah, that Caustic is always so good. A 2-person catch there with the Decay, and Kyle trying to bully back these heroes. FY has very limited HP. I think he's sitting at around 400 base, yeah. So
this is the upside of playing Undying, is he's so good against these tri-lanes. So for LGD, they just gotta sit back, allow their other lanes to succeed, which they are. The Razor is doing very well against the Leshrac. It's very rare that I see maybe lose his lane.
There were definitely some questionable decisions last game where, oh wait, hold that thought. Chalice taking some right clicks. He's actually going to toss Moo over to the creep wave, which puts them more in range. And with this Arcane Rune slowed down for the moment, they might be able to find him. The Burrow Strike, it's not enough mana for it.
Very nice juke.
They do not decide to go for popping the Mango in the Burrow there.
Yeah, would have if he saw him along the corner. But very nice salve. And the Trinity corner makes that impossible. As LGD, I think that they have enough veteran players that they won't get tilted from that. Because that's just...
Oh, and you hold that thought. Z-Freak trading over the Nightmare. Nice play there to keep himself alive. And now the Soul Rip to heal him back up as well. Really well played by that IO, but will eventually go down. First blood going to Ame. Maybe going to be able to find themselves another kill onto Nova. He does end up dropping. FY now also under fire. Getting ran at. They got the missile coming at him. Ame not really able to help out his buddy too much there. It's not going to be enough for the kill, but with the flag, that's enough. That's the kill. And another one going the way of Cole.
Yeah, they're going to get 2 for 1s. But as I was saying, LGD at least get the first blood. And in last game, like you said, they were winning at pretty much every phase of the game. So as long as, you know, they stay calm, they'll kind of be aware of that. Realize we don't have to make too many adjustments. The only adjustment that we have to make is not throwing the one game.
Absolutely. Chalice there, just continuing with the 1v1. Z-Freak's going to take a little bit of damage. Good play there from FY, able to take away the illusion rune, making sure that Io is continuing to be hampered in this one. And well, Z-Freak just gonna end up getting dropped. Maybe makes that rotation. Limp, no way to help him out.
Yeah, Limp has to go all the way around. Very nice play.
Moo also died bottom while that was going on.
Very surprising.
Ame does not have any points in Doppelganger, but it's just a level 1, I believe, in the missile.
That build is quite common, by the way. And Courier has to be glipped up. Going to be invulnerable, but not exactly the kind of start that CompLexity was hoping for.
These Rubik illusions have done so much damage. They just keep on running around and right-clicking people. Very annoying. Deal with. Another decay there onto FY. They're looking for the catch. The lift land actually ends up hitting onto Chessie. Still bringing him down. He's going to get the regen coming from Z-Freak. A lot of damage. This is what the IO does so well.
I think they're going to commit for this. They realize, oh, gets level 4 and does grab a level. The Doppelganger.
I wanted to play a little safe with FY respawning there. A bit too scary. Another 2-person decay from Kyle, but he is out of mana right now, only stick charges, and that's where Z-Freak is going to help out his Mr. Brother.
Mr. Brother?
Mr. Brother, that's definitely a phrase.
Somebody's got to have used that. They're going to full heal, though. If I'm CompLexity, I'm looking towards mid, though, at some point. It won't be an easy kill pre-level 6, though. I think as soon as Limp is about to hit 6, you call him over, and you can execute a smoke. As maybe head towards top rune.
Gonna get it in the jungle. It's an avatar.
Oh, that might be a kill again.
Burrow strike there. Trying to walk away, and he's got enough regen to do it. Yeah. Top lane. They're moving into the area by Chessie as they're gonna throw out another one of those rockets, and actually just gets farmed as well.
That's what I mean about Tiny, is Sand King normally wins almost all the melee matchups, right? Because you can just caustic. And I think that's what CompLexity were anticipating as well, but Tiny does not lose matchups. This is the benefit of this hero, that it trades so damn efficiently, because he harasses you while farming.
Yeah. We gotta watch out right here in the top lane. Moo has made the rotation all the way top instead of heading back to base. He also picked up a soul ring while he was making that move, and vision-wise, I don't believe that LGD spot this. He's hiding out behind the tower. Tiny might be signaling that the Sand King is missing, since LGD is playing incredibly safe right now.
And the only problem here is for Moo, that anything less than a PL kill will not be worth his time, and now Chalice has made his way over.
Oh, this is scary indeed. They're going to be able to find the avalanche onto 2, but Chessie ends up getting healed back up from Z-Freak. They're walking away, epicenter, moving forward. They find the stun now onto the Bane. It's not bad as Ame is going to be controlled, going to almost be killed. He's going to be able to get away. The Phantom Rush towards the creeps. He's making his escape, but the creeps, the zombies are a little bit too strong for him. Again, Chessie healed. Z-Freak making the moves for his team to pull back in onto Moo. They bring in X-Nova as well, and they will eventually take down that Sand King.
Moo was way too over-aggressive there. I feel like there was an opportunity from the Limp, but now Limp has hit 6. This is the time where, if you're CompLexity, you want to smoke up and try to kill that Razor. With the Pulse Nova, you do have an opportunity to get a kill. But at the same time, they're reading the movement. And it's actually LGD that make the first rotation over and catch Kyle in the jungle, or the river.
Well played there by LGD to punish that Undying. He's been such a bully up there in that top lane. But it's still, if you look at the CS, all across the board in the favor of LGD. That being said, there is a lot of stacks in the jungle there. No word.
That's why I wanted to see the rotation in mid a little bit sooner. Because this is a kill lane. And LGD are reading that. I think they are saying, like, we need to protect our Razor's lead, which is like the counter to that. And that's very smart from them.
And they decided to switch this up and follow Ame to the bottom lane. Mid lane, they're still setting up on a kill. There's the Avatos, the turnaround. It's happening from the Burrow Strike. FY is going to be caught, and maybe they get a great split earth there by Lift. They're going to be able to bring down this Razor, maybe possibly in range for the damage. Another 2-person Burrow Strike. Lift is doing so much damage, but he's just outside range. The split earth, it's again Chalice trying to find the finish. Z-Freak has done so much, but it's not enough at the end of the day, as they do bring down that Lesh. Now maybe looking for more, as Moo is having to back away.
Oh, the counterplay though. Z-Freak tossed the other way. He's trying to get to the creep wave.
Oh, the left in the middle of it! Great play by FY as they take down Z-Freak.
That was really well done by both teams. Limp didn't miss a single stun there, even caught the Razor on the lip both times. And at the same time, the Tiny, in perfect position, tosses him back so that Moo, who was waiting on the other side, thinking like, I'll get enough separation for this, and the lift mid-tether, they read that very nicely, and maybe gonna run into Kyle here, who should die.
Yeah, he's got nowhere left to go at all as Gyrocopter just looks on, has to back out. We are getting to a scary point right now for LGD since the Gyrocopter ultimate is online. If there is any type of dive that goes on in the near future. But 10-minute mark. Should have some of those Tomes of Knowledge coming out soon. Chalice, spot Z-Freak running forward for him. He's going to be able to get that Ava tossed far away, but then the tether and Z-Freak manages to find his way out of trouble. A split earth.
Chalice is still hasted up though. And Moo up at top, working on that Blink Dagger. Used to rush the drums very frequently. Was one of the few Sand King players I'd see do that.
Oh wow, and look at the farm for Limp here in the jungle.
Yeah, this is the comeback ult that he needs.
Not to mention the levels for Z-Freak. How good of a game is it for IO going for those relocate ganks?
He doesn't have like that natural combo like you normally like no CK, no Tiny, so he needs something better to open himself up. That's why they're prioritizing getting the Sand King blink. Because oftentimes what will happen is he'll blink, they'll get the lead set up as Limp running at him at top. Takes the stun though. Oh, nicely played, and they find it afterwards. Limp has been playing some beautiful Dota today, and they take down Ame yet again. LGD look a little bit shook after that game number 2. Yeah, don't discount them though.
Yeah.
They were in a similar position last game, but they've got better discipline. Aside from the moment where they didn't. Is Moo gonna TP bottom?
And catches there, a little burrow strike, trying to save his tower. As they've been doing, no detection from FY, and they're forced to back out.
Yeah, Chessie up at top, gonna skip the wave. As Limp, his brother now takes the tower. But he's gonna get a lot of this farm and solo XP for an entire wave. Still gold lead. Very close right now.
Bane is over there by the Gyrocopter as well, and they did decide to drop the call down there. Unfortunately for X-Nova, all these heroes are in the area. The Split Earth connects. They do steal away Rocket Barrage, but FY is not going to be able to do anything with that, I don't believe, unless he wants to try and chase for this one. A scary one as Chalice shows up. They do manage to get that kill, and now FY is trying to bring down Z-Freak. The chase is not going to be there in time. Split Earth again from Limp. Break that separation, and now relocate.
He's going to relocate them out. I don't think this is a situation where LGD chases for this. Chalice is making his way around, trying to see if he can get anything done here. And they really want to be able to save that mid tower. LGD well aware of that. They're making the complete...
Oh, great play right there for the chase. And Kyle, one more hit, it's going to be a kill. Now, Tombstone manages to get down, though, and that might be enough to punish here. They do steal Split Earth to turn it back around, but FY now being hit with the spirits, and the chase is going on. Moo not quite within range. They want to run down FY. Are they going to chase too far, though? Doesn't look like it. They're just going to call it off there and maybe push mid.
Yeah, now that's a Razor for Undying trade. Well worth it, considering how well the Razor was doing. But for Complexity, their big issue is Chalice is doing so well for himself. 5,500 net worth. I think that was the reveal of the Blink Dagger, too.
Seen what Tinies can do throughout this series, particularly when you have a hero like the Leshrac, who's not exactly the tankiest one in the world. Although we were talking about it earlier, oh wait, we have to hold that thought, as they've been able to find Moo. Burrow strike away.
FY walked in with Sandstorm.
And they will be able to walk away. But the thing I was saying is, we were talking about it behind, back in the backstage area, and the magic resistance you get from it being an int hero might end up paying off a little bit against the Tiny for the Leshrac.
Yeah. Lesh does have such a low HP pool, though, that in the early game, at least, he's very susceptible to these ganks. This move finishes the Blink Dagger. Wants to try to set up relocate kills now.
For that opening.
A lot of this is going to come down to FY, though. Rubik is one of the best counters in the game to Sand King. As soon as you stun, he's always there with the lift. He gets to steal the stun himself. But they're smoked up.
They want to fight mid, and mid is the call. Chessie is there as well. They're looking for that opening. The epicenter is channeling. They've got vision there, but they don't manage to find him. Great recognition by LGD, and Chalice does have the DD. Can he get anything from it? They're going to relocate in as Moo is going to try and chase this Tiny down. Maybe just making enough room for his team as the burst strike goes through. They connect. Great Sandstorm to just join it. Ame does not manage to bring down Moo. He does end up getting to the shrine, but it's a little bit too late to save his own life.
But Ame might go down for this too now.
Oh, this is big. If Ame goes down here, they're all after him in the Soul Rip to finish.
And X Nova on the other side. Z-Freak's pinging him out. Gonna connect with a few of the spirits, but not sure if anybody's fast enough to keep up.
Now Limp wants to do it. It's a very quick hero, but instead it's just gonna be to focus down this tower and try and gain themselves some sort of advantage that way.
As soon as I praise Limp for hitting all his stuns, he misses all the easy ones.
Oh, they used the stun there, so Gyrocopter is left alone. They have no way to break this. They're going to pull him back in. Chessie in trouble. The Avatos. Chessie somehow manages to get away from that.
And Chessie going to try to go for the TP.
Oh, nice play there. Avalanches are going to come in time. They don't get him. But in the meantime, they did lose the Leshrac.
Yeah, maybe catches him in the mid lane. Another kill going the way of LGD. These teams setting a very blistering pace.
15 minutes.
25 kills.
All happening here. Game number 3. And it's good to see one where it's not like a very clear lead that's being held by either team as there's a burrow strike through.
There's no detection though. That's quite a mistake. LGD really need the detection. That's multiple times now where he's just sandstormed.
I'll move. They're going to need to bring some more detection after that as he picks up an Invis rune. There is a sentry ward over in that area, so Moo's going to make this rotation. Might be found. He heads over into the jungle.
He will not anticipate this.
Oh, X-Nova, he's got him there for the moment. The burrow strike trying to walk away. He will have Sandstorm up again in a second. And the Nightmare comes out. Do they have any detection for him? The relocate coming in. They want to save him. Not happening, but instead it's Chessie. They find the splitter. They've caught themselves again. That Razor, he dies, and X-Nova's being chased now as well. As Chessie has him in the sights, he goes down a double for Limp. And the relocate away for the IO.
And they overcommit for Moo right there. And they keep losing this Razor. Has a lot of net worth built into him. And at the same time, they still have a lot of net worth on their cores. All 3 cores doing very well. Phantom Lancer just behind the Leshrac. It feels as though he's dying more than he is.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like he was getting more stunted, but he's just been last hitting.
It feels like LGD's map movement has been really solid in making sure they're always getting something for those deaths.
Yeah.
Like Tiny hasn't really died almost at all, and he's top of the net worth by a pretty hefty margin.
Yeah, it feels as though every single time CompLexity gets a kill, it doesn't lead to too much, whereas every time LGD gets a kill, that's a 1k gold advantage because somebody is farming on their team at all times.
Previously, it was the timing of the Echo Saber on the Tiny that made all the difference in the world. He just picked that up. Immediate smoke. They want to fight.
That is a really farm Tiny.
Couple of squishy heroes that
they're gonna
might go down
here. This is what started it last game.
Oh, Kyle, he gets his ultimate off. Chessie is there. He drops ultimate. It's already a dead Kyle. X-Nova's here as well. Have they gone too far? They're thinking about it. They back out.
They're pinged towards FY, but everybody from LGD is here.
They also just picked up the Diffusal Blade on Ame.
No Battle Fury for him. I like that.
Oops, sitting mid.
And he's thinking about it, but they've got to be careful. Chalice is way too strong for them to fight.
And
they gave him the one-on-one, and he is performing right now.
Definitely feels like right now LGD with a 4,000 net worth lead are able to kind of pick and choose the fights that they want. Doing a great job this game.
Like mentioned before, anytime CompLexity takes a fight, they're always there as 5. LGD, on the other hand, they lose 1 hero, but 4 heroes are farming on the map.
Yeah.
So they largely negate that gold.
A Bloodstone picked up there. Again, it's not something that's really going to help him survive that much. So if LGD spot that hero out, can they 100-0 him with a Tiny?
Not with the Wisp.
Okay.
But Z-Freak has a lot of targets that he has to worry about. He's got to make sure that Chessie doesn't die in these engagements. Lim. His brother at all times.
I mean, Kyle's going to be the one that ends up dying, let's be real.
Yeah, they're going to go for this 4-man smoke, though. They want to make use of this Leshrac Bloodstone. Ping towards mid tower. They want to take an engagement and then immediately take this tower, if possible. Yeah, they're going to run it FY.
Burrow strike there to start it all off. Do LGD respond, or are they just going to call the death of FY worth it as he's getting hit? The Spirit connects, and Z-Freak picking up a kill. LGD. Another ward placed by Kyle. Very deep here. Bought out a couple heroes, and they get to tier 1.
And the tier 1 was a real goal of that.
So 20 minutes into it, 15-15, but it's still a 3,000 gold lead for LGD. As the next couple of minutes start to unfold, how do you see this game playing out? What's the big objectives for each team?
I think LGD just continue to farm. They're very comfortable in this game. They feel as though CompLexity... I think they've read that CompLexity really just like to take these fights, and they will find opportunities later in the game to go for pickoffs. Like in both games, somebody was just farming neutrals, got picked off, then that led to the Rex. And CompLexity are prone to do that. They just have these like lapses in judgment. So I think LGD are very comfortable with going late game. I think they've read that last game was kind of an anomaly or an aberration. They said, okay, if we go late game with this lineup, this time around we won't be super greedy, we'll get BKBs, we'll be smarter about it.
And just outplay them in fights later on as well.
Yes.
So BKB picked up for the Razor, you're talking about it and it happens. As CompLexity are going to trade tier 2 towers. Well, I guess the onus is really on Cole here to try and find the chance for it. This was what we saw before. They kind of pushed for high ground a little bit, then they lost every single hero.
Nobody, though, from LGD's here. They don't have a single hero back. And this tower is taking a lot of damage.
This is a heck of a lot of damage. Tombstone is down as well, and they've got a catapult there. Now the Abba is onto 2, the Burrow strike to turn it though, and now they're also able to find the big ulti from the Gyro. Chalice is down. Now the Razor trying to chase this with the newly minted BKB. Chessie is going to be brought down before they can get the relocate out, and now Moo with the high center wants to make it happen. The Burrow on it too. It's absolutely beautiful. Maybe it's gone. Ame as well, and X Nova's dead too. FY also turned around upon their force to buyback on the Tiny. FY is going to fall here, it looks like, as they bring down all 5 of them.
They forced 2 core buybacks, and a second ago, LGD had a 4K gold lead with the 2 buybacks. That's going to get all the way cut down to 1. The tower also at half HP. LGD and Cole took a page out of their playbook from last game when they just marched down mid while they were roshing. They're like, okay, LGD, they won't anticipate us, because who goes for high ground at that spot?
They made it happen though, and just absolutely insane. And again, LGD the entire... Look at that swing back!
That is... LGD are...
It's funny, they've been playing so disciplined that entire time, but when they got thrown off kilter a little bit, it felt like that initiation, they weren't expecting the Moo counter initiation.
Oh, Moo was brilliant. At the top, waited for such a long time, he understands like, okay, this guy has BKB, I've got to wait that timing out, gets the double stun on top of that. And the thing about going high ground that's always scary is, almost always in Dota, everyone's been in this position. They go high ground, you lose heroes. That's just, you usually just trade the tier 3 for some heroes. It's always dangerous to go high ground. That's like the comeback mechanic in Dota, but they were actually the team that forced 2 buybacks. They didn't really lose anyone important aside from Chessie. Limp survives. That was way too good for CompLexity.
Absolutely. Well, and it's also Bloodstone charges for the Lesh. I mean, I think that he's up to what? Is that 19 now for him? Am I doing math wrong?
Yeah. By the way, winner of this plays who?
Winner of this plays Liquid. You got something to say?
Nah. Just excited for this game.
Absolutely.
Some prize. But I mean, at least in this game so far, LGD, they have thrown another lead, and that is somewhat worrisome.
Ame, Kyle spots them all out. They're all there. If Moo is able to get within range.
Yeah, this invis is quite big. And once again, they don't have detection. to this area. Of course, they have no way of knowing that he is invis. And they're playing so scared. With no buybacks on their tiny end. Phantom Lancer. They're in such a weird spot right now.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is still LGD with the better late game team.
Yes.
And there's still tier 1s that are up, there's still tier 2s that are up.
But the team fight goes the way of Complexity. Right. They have so many disables, we talked about it. The amount of stuns that they have, it's much easier to team fight with what they have. They've got a ton of AoE. If you look at LGD's lineup, it's almost entirely single target.
Right.
That usually means that you have the inferior team fight. The laning phase for mass single target teams is always going to be positive. But when it comes to the actual large engagements, despite having the lead,
mid lane Gyrocopter left all alone as they're starting to bring him down. They do manage to find that kill and gonna have the sleep as well on IO. Z-Freak's end up falling. 2 huge kills for LGD.
Yeah, and Complexity also doing the same as LGD with a very nice move mid. They realize, okay, these guys are trying to split. They're trying to be a little bit greedy with the relocate, and Complexity are like, well, you guys can always come in a little bit late if there is a fight. LGD very smart in recognizing that.
Oh, Kyle.
They're going in the Roche pit.
Yeah, another attempt here for LGD as they want to try and secure. They are going to be going to that late game.
Yeah, can we look at Roche? Check Roche.
We're going to get there.
Oh, there we go.
There. And
it's not being taken fast, but if Complexity have no idea that this is being taken,
yeah, it's pretty hard to do anything about it. And Roche does go down. Ame picks up the Aegis. What could be the defining things here?
Yeah, they're pinging up the shrine right now. They want to fight at the high ground area.
Oh wait, they're kind of alone here and separated out. FY great so fast. What a freaking player. He does manage to get the Sandstorm though, the turnaround, and FY just gonna TP out of there. Are you kidding me? No, the splitter that ends up finding him. FY picks up the Force Staff.
Maybe is forced to use the BKB.
Yeah.
That is the second charge, if I'm keeping track correctly. I think he's at 8 seconds now.
Tether Grant Scepter bonus. It's happening.
Oh, that's hype.
So we've got the side gunner for the Gyrocopter, Limp with the Lightning Storm, if I'm not mistaken, being applied.
The Super Decay.
The Super Decay, 10 strength per. And so you mentioned the Burrow Strike Forever.
Yeah. Wow, that's value.
I think it's pretty good.
I keep forgetting about it because nobody does it. It's not that common. And once again, they're just going to march into the high ground. Where's LGD's defense? If they can hold this one, this would be huge for them.
Yeah, wanting to make it happen. They're all walking forward, but in the meantime, it's colder on the high ground. Avatos onto that Gyrocopter. He's healed back up, though. Not falling for the moment. The tether's still going. They're starting to bring him down. The side gunner is more than enough damage. They get the relocate away, and now the left rack left alone. They're going to try and turn onto him, and it looks like, indeed, they might be able to bring him down. He's very tanky, but not tanky enough. And they will bring down the Tombstone. On the other side, though, they bring down X-Nova. The relocate back in. Io is gone, and Kyle getting damage stolen. I believe that he's going to end up falling with the turnaround. He wants to make it happen. The BKB comes up from the Razor. Beautifully played. There is not enough damage there as Chessie wants to turn this, but they don't have nearly enough. They take it down. A triple kill for Maybe, and Moo also going to die. He's dead. He's back up in a second, Limp, but
such a clean team fight from LGD. And that hold was monumental.
Yeah.
You lose the high ground there. They're taking racks and more. Phenomenal right there. The Razor just got the BKB off of cooldown at the same time. That was so well done. Chalice immediately forces the BKB from the Gyrocopter 2 in a position where he really doesn't want to pop it, but the instant burst from the Tiny forces that situation.
Was the stun just not there for Moo to catch onto the Razor? Or it looked like if he maybe gets that one.
I think they saw the vision.
Oh, right.
They have a ward down. LGD played that fight. The little things they did very well.
Yeah.
They placed the vision on top of the hill, so this time around they see Moo going for it. If he gets the Razor kill, maybe they're able to turn it around. Because it's still him and the Gyrocopter in a decent position when it comes to health. But Complexity, they do get the Aegis. That's the positive, but look at Ame.
Yeah.
Finishes the heart. We talked about how that's going to be very important against the Leshrac and the Gyrocopter. This is the item that counters it.
4,000 net worth lead again for LGD, and It feels like it only gets harder from here. All right, they've caught him for the moment. It's a lot of damage onto all these heroes. Forward staff, keeping Ame alive, and Razor's just going right on in, onto Z-Freak, taking that little ball of light down, and he is going to be stunned here as they start to bring down that tombstone. It's out of there. The buyback coming in as the IO wants to try and turn this one, if at all possible. Limp's still living. They managed to get the tether. That's keeping him alive. Chasing for more with Razor already dead, and Chalice misses BKB out. They don't manage to quite find that, but they still are going to be able to most likely run down this Tiny as they get extra damage onto him, and the Burrow Strike, the Spirits, it all hits, and Chalice hits the deck as well, but he gets moved.
Crowd reacting to every single kill LGD gets. Right now, LGD, they're still in a position to fight right now.
They want to turn this. Z-Freak, they do have the side gunner still going, but it's not looking like it's enough, and Z-Freak, he fought back for that. He's gone. Kyle, nowhere left to go, is able to dodge the doppelganger.
They're out of mana right now.
It's not happening.
They got to get out. Ame is so strong.
Yeah, this is terrifying. And next Nova, they've got all the disable in the world. He is going to be controlled. The gyrocopter has nowhere left to go. They can think about buying back, maybe you're getting over there, but this guy is super dead. Chessie fallen, and LGD striking back.
And FY stolen Burrow Strike did so much work in that engagement.
I'm not going to lie, the IO Ags talent is feeling a little bit underwhelming. As much as it would be cool, but honestly, that's not even what it's about. What was the most key point in that fight?
That Phantom Lancer recognized I can just 1v5. Nobody can touch me. They took that fight on uneven terms, and they still won. They read that situation beautifully. They understood Limp, very low mana, can't engage, and this is the hero that's going to clear out most of these illusions. Gyrocopter didn't quite have BKB up. The Sand King would be the initiating stun, the reliable stun. When he goes down to Chalice, at that moment, the fight, it pretty much ends.
So can Limp still clear through the illusions? I mean, he got the heart on PL now. It feels like he is just so freaking strong.
Yeah, he's trying to go for the Shivas, but it's just an awkward position to be put into. And this is where LGD, their discipline, it pays off. At a moment's notice, they had to force 2 buybacks early on 2 different cores, and they almost got their tier 3 tower taken. And 10 minutes later, they're up 9,000 gold.
Yeah. They do have an evasion talent now for Limp. It's pretty nifty, but in the meantime, it's going to be Chessie. They spot him out. They get the lift. FY, could it be anybody else? The Burrow Strike as well. Force the rotation, although he is going to be punished now a little bit. They relocated away 1, which means that FY is just going to be able to TP away.
FY. This guy's Rubik is so good.
Forces rotations, forces out the relocate.
Also, all Battlefield Phantom Lancers, you see this, right? Like, he is doing so much work.
Yeah?
Because he's not delayed a full item.
It's the important parts.
He has everything he needs to battle right now.
And it's not like he's falling behind in farm at all. He's farming heroes. Staying alive.
Gyrocopter gonna go for MKB.
As far as LGD is concerned, do they really have to be worried about much coming out from Cole now? Like, what's the big thing that could go wrong now? Because it definitely feels like they're in a commanding position.
When the Razor begins to run out of BKB charges, it's still a little bit scary. And there are still a lot of ways for them to clear illusions. Okay. If you get cocky and the fight gets started a little bit awkward, like if you can start on the Razor before he gets his BKB off, that's your opening. But for Complexity, that's hard because Chalice just runs in.
Yeah.
He just like starts the fight every single time. Sand King is not an ideal initiator because in perfect circumstances, you're counter-initiating.
Right.
That's how your ulti works. But Complexity, they're not having fun sending any of their heroes out to frontline. You see that Limp's trying to do it with this Pipe and Shivas, but the Gyrocopter, when he frontlines, he just gets taken to a quarter of his health. He has to pop BKB. They've got to use a lot to try to save him. And all it takes is the stun toss from the Tiny and 2 or 3 hits.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of damage and so much burst. Meanwhile, up here on the high ground, Moo, they run into a couple. The Burrow Strike hits onto nothing. He was just trying to save his buddy, but he ends up losing his life. And Chessie now trying to deal the damage that he's still alive, though. He does manage to live through that. You're right. And Doppelganger to the low ground. Ame running away. Tiny is completely isolated here. And Cole managed to win that fight.
Finally, a successful team fight for them as they're still chasing forward. Moo blinks.
Oh, bro, they've got themselves X-Nova. Maybe on the high ground, just turns this back around, and Chessie's starting to fall. He blows up. Moo is dead too. They turn it in a second.
Double stun from
FY. What a beautiful player. They catch him out. They're going to pull down Limp. Everything in the kitchen sink thrown at Cole, and they lose it all. As Z-Freak is also going to be ran down. No buybacks, no answer. LGD running down mid.
Giant flat red nose. It's LGD. Now 12k up. Surely this time, they're good.
They are going to go right down mid lane. They obviously don't know that these buybacks aren't available with the exception of the IO, but they will figure it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, nobody's bought back at this time. Maybe this time around, realizing BKB is a very good item. I am invincible. I can run at all these complexity heroes and they can do nothing to me.
Well, they're going to move down bottom. 2 sets of rack at the very least, it looks like. Although, some heroes are starting to respawn. Limp trying to clear through those creeps that are in the mid lane. And, well, with the rest of the heroes respawning, do LGD want to stick around any longer? Kyle's starting to lose his mana. They're draining it from Limp as well. And it looks like with that, LGD are going to back out.
They have learned their lesson. Last time they lost 3 heroes doing this. This time around, they said, no, we'll back out early. The range racks doesn't matter. We can reset for that. Roshan is still an option. There's no way they risk anything after last game.
17,000 net worth lead for LGD as the tri-core lineup is only going to continue to get stronger from here. I mean, like you're saying, the BKB charges do become a bit of an issue, but we haven't really seen CompLexity been able to bait out those BKBs early.
Yeah, and Cole, last game, they went for this all-in Roche. This game, they're going to do it again. They want to fight around this area, but LGD completely prepared.
They found Z-Freak. He's all alone, isolated. They jump through. Chalice trying to bring them low. Limp, he's going to get nightmared there for the moment. It's still a lot of damage. The BKB has already been used though, and Chessie being isolated, being killed off. They get that kill. Limp trying to run away. They might actually be able to find the Razor. Moo doing a lot, and Limp is still living through this. But on the high ground, it's far too much. A double kill there. More kills, no buybacks. Kyle trying to run. Roche is the only friend that they've got right now. But honestly, in a second, it's looking like LGD are going to maybe be able to take more.
And this is what I was saying about the Phantom Lancer against all these AoE clears. Once you get the heart, the matchup becomes, it's whatever, honestly. You don't care anymore.
Yeah.
He's untouchable at this point.
Doing his best Enchantress cosplay, 26 to 36. And the buyback comes from Undying, but these are not heroes that are going to be capable of defending in a meaningful way.
No, not at all.
They go for further. Actually, it looks like LGD are going to keep playing it safe and go for Roche.
They're going to finish this up. I think because of last game,
yeah,
they're being as careful as possible, very detail-oriented.
Yeah, you can't lose a game like that and not have it affect you either positively or negatively. This game, it's certainly feeling like it's positive.
Yes. This time around, very disciplined. Roshan's gonna fall. Chalice is gonna pick it up, the initiator. Ame's like, there's no need. Trust me, I insist.
Yep. Now, they don't have buybacks on the PL, but he has not died, I don't think, in the past 10 minutes or so.
They did such a good job of controlling him early, but after that one engagement at top, ooh.
Yeah, it's been a really good game by LGD, and looking to try and finish it off here. Chessie is level 20, has the Rapier queued up. I mean, they've been lacking physical damage. That's a way back into it for them, but he needs the gold, and he needs to get to the shop, too.
Yeah, we saw the comeback in the Mineski game, but slightly different circumstances.
Absolutely.
That game, they had an OD backing them up, too.
And the strength of relocate ganks are there. 100 attachment.
Pressure orb?
Yeah. He had an Aghanims queued up, but then switched it over. So BKB is going to be around again.
The double BKB.
Amen.
Let's go.
So, CompLexity. Is it just buy time for Rapier and Rapier or bust?
Yes. I don't think you have any other options. That Roshan play, they were trying to make lightning strike twice.
Cole is still holding on to that as LGD will try and farm up. And what is the item for them that they want to go for? Because it seems as if Aegis might be enough. Or are they just waiting to get the lanes in good position?
I think they're just waiting for the lanes. They shouldn't be afraid of anything at this point.
Why? They pull him back in, a little bit off the mark there with the split earth.
Yeah, rare miss.
Was that FY that had it stolen?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to be. Nobody else can cast the...
I was wondering if he'd cast it. Yeah, no, for sure. Ame. They jump forward, don't quite manage to find him. Chalice. Going to get hit with one missile. They steal Tombstone for FY. Gonna drop his own in a second if they want to.
He takes down the Tombstone so fast on the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah.
He's got a cheese. They can't kill him once. I don't know how they'll do it twice.
Doppelganger to dodge. Limp, he's actually able to isolate to one solo one. BKB comes out from chest, he's still a lot of damage. Burrow Strike onto 3, not bad, but not quite good enough either. It's a lot of magical damage coming through, but the secondary BKB is there for the Razor. They do burn through that Tiny at least once. It's that age, just Z-Freak still living through this for the moment, able to get the relocate away, he's living. Now also maybe in trouble, he almost goes down, but it's not quite there. They did lose the gyrocopter, they lost that Undying as well, and Limp trying desperately to finish this one off, but he can't even take down FY. Moo Epicenter onto nothing. Ame, the Burrow Strike is there. They don't have enough physical damage though, and the Rax is down, Limp is down, and CompLexity are going to be eliminated as LGD are moving on to the playoffs.
GG as Cole loses this one 2-1. They had their moments, especially with the forced buybacks up at top when they made that mad rush in, but it was really the Roshan that was the turning point for LGD.
Absolutely. Crowd getting very excited. They're hitting those little things together so hard. I think I heard one pop.
The Thundersticks?
Yeah, it's pretty...
They should be. That was hype.
I mean, LGD certainly not the way that they envisioned this going as far as the series is